What's up?
Yeah, no intro this time.
I seen the Chief's bald head walk by. Was that your intro?
I think so. I think that was the intro.
We got the mayor sitting there on the far left of the screen. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor. You know, you can't speak to them unless you give them your real name. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
like
you got to have
like
your real name.
your full given birth name too, I think it must be. I think maybe they want middle as well or something. I don't know. It's on the agenda. It says you can't speak to them unless you know, unless you give up your right to be anonymous, if you want to speak at these meetings, you have to tell them where you are. I think they want to know where you live, what you drive, how well your brakes work, before you can even talk at these meetings. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing nobody shows up, really. It's just the same five people that show up and talk, and they all know them. But I couldn't imagine if somebody that they didn't know showed up and tried to speak at one of these meetings, how that would go if you didn't, show me your papers. Oh, and you can't redress them. You can only talk about what they want you to talk about and what they allow you to talk about. I don't know. It says on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. See if I can't get that pulled up here.
What's that?
The agenda.
Oh yeah. I was gonna share the link to it, but if you want to just pull the tab, that's fine too. I'll still drop the link to the agenda here. All right, guys, and they should be starting anytime now.
Well, who's got the pen?
Somebody pushing the camera over, I think.
Well, somebody's in there watching the stream or something.
I see the old mayor. I see the old mayor, Brian Lelander there, was on the left. Keep going up.
Yeah.
All right, that's okay. That's okay.
That's a little to the left.
Yeah, we could. Well, we want to see our administrator and stuff. So
there you go, right there. No, little to the right.
Just a
little
touch.
to the right. Just a touch.
Just a quarter inch, maybe.
You see, Harry Nutcrack went and has arrived in the chat. I don't know where the fuck that guy came from. They got some interesting characters in here.
Oh, and don't forget, I mean, again, to speak, if you wanted to jump onto the Zoom, to speak, you have to have your correct first and last name. You can't have just your first name. I've seen a few names up there so far that are just your first name. You got to change that, guys. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to speak.
Clubhouse rules.
Yeah, if you scroll down a little, you'll see there's comment on the agenda there. And so that's on there. There's people got time if they want to get signed in or put their hand up there on the Zoom. They have the public comment section. But if you look,
And they highlighted it twice.
Back here.
Must be really important.
Super important.
Is he on there? You gotta unmute him then. He's probably trying to.
Oh, they've got muting abilities too. They've got everybody muted so you can't unmute.
Ron?
There goes. Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
stand for the pledge, please. Brad, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
Which stands
one nation
under God,
indivisible with liberty and
justice
justice.
for all.
Yeah, entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I move that we approve tonight's agenda.
I got a motion by Pam Brightweiser.
Second.
Second by Don Martinez.
Why don't we have any minutes?
Not get done because I spent my time on backflow.
We'll have to approve to set the minutes next time. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Second, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Don Martinez. Same thing on the consent agenda. Jennifer, I think you had an exception. Got it acknowledged.
Yes, so I did notice that on the second page of both of these requests to renew the licenses, the third page, it was not indicated if there have been violations or incidents or not. Those boxes, the box was not checked. So my understanding is that neither business had any violations to prevent their licenses from being renewed.
And I believe the chief signed them tonight after you brought that to their
Yes.
attention.
Very-
Okay. Is that a motion to approve?
So these signatures that are on here were just done tonight?
No, they were done previously, but the box was not checked. So the signature was there, but there's no,
Was that the chief's signature or whose signature is that?
Chief, is that your signature?
That is my signature.
So can we just make sure that those are marked
They are in the, he just marked them now.
the same month before they come out?
That was the first oversight I've had.
Thank you. Done for the year.
Jennifer, is that a motion?
Yes, I make a motion
A
to
motion?
approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion from Jennifer Novak. Second. Second by Don Martinez. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mayor Bazzani,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Got him unmuted.
Donald,
Yeah, it's not allowing me to unmute. So yes,
You know,
my answer is yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
Don Martinez,
yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
Brett Eckert,
Yes.
Veronica Mays.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Just for the record, two consent agenda items were Alta Convenience and Loaf and Jug. Both liquor license. Gina just described why we don't have any minutes for tonight. We'll move on to administration reports. John Galusha had to stay home. He has a enclosure. Anybody got any questions? Jerry is here. No questions?
So, no, of course there's questions.
You better hurry. I was gonna pass you up.
I had to think how I wanted to do this. So a couple things. I sent out email that everybody on council got today about how we're getting reports from the assistant administrator and not the administrator. And thank you, Mr. Pacheco, for answering that. But I just think that the assistant is still acting like the administrator. I feel like there's still a lot of decisions and things being made by the administrator, not the assistant. And later on tonight in the agenda, it's to approve that contract, and that contract is to approve it as a contractor, which has no oversight or no control from anybody. So I don't feel like that's the best way to go. I feel like we need an assistant city administrator who's an employee, so that the administrator has that authority over that employee on where they should work, how they should work. There's a decision made here that to be at the golf course from 10 to 2. We're hiring as the assistant administrator to help onboard our administrator to give him a leg up so we can get started. How can that be done when he's at the golf course 4 hours a day? I understand the golf course, I get it, but their lack of planning is not our emergency.
Yeah,
We're
with
trying to get our city
the
in.
technology, he's taking his computer up there and can take care of most things.
How is
He
that
was
helping
4 hours,
Jerry?
4 hours a day.
How is that helping Jerry?
I think they can communicate, but
If I may, Mr. Mayor, let me go over a couple items. Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I've been relying on John to carry us through projects where he has been, overseeing those projects, open-ended items. Anything that's new that's coming in, I'm taking all the new items. We're just doing this overlap and transition. We meet jointly with a lot of these projects. For example, there's issues associated with our water rights cases. That's going to go on for many, many years. I'm getting up to speed on those. We have issues at our park about removing equipment. So it's a soft transition, which is good. And I think we complement each other really, really well. But things that I'm starting whole cloth, for example, that John's not involved in at all to this point, is our Proposition 123 compliance. This is that where we opt in to build housing with the state, that Proposition 123 program. Back in November of 2023, Walsenbug said that we were going to build 34 houses by the end of the year 2026. So that's something I'm going to take a look at. Where are we at? The Housing Authority, we have a meeting, or at least I have a meeting, Gina and I have a meeting this Thursday with them to discuss a potential 15-unit project. So those are things that I'm going to start taking over whole cloth. The other thing that John's really helping me with is coming up with a strategy to get the water park cleaned, assessed, and hopefully we will bring you a plan to have the water park open this summer. So part of getting the water park up and going, addressing the stuff at the golf course, these are going to involve very likely a recommendation from administration to put them in enterprise funds, track those as enterprise funds, and then any employees that are billed to those projects will come out of that fund. And so that's part of a future discussion that we hope to have with the council at a work session in, I think it's January 20th, to talk about what are our key projects, what are our key priorities, and lay out a calendar, if you will, for the whole year. For example, I like to start budget in May. Okay. That's when we close out our year over year. We get our audit lined up, everything else, and so that we're getting the information and the direction, kind of in a methodical manner. We have a lot of we have, for our size of organization, we have critical vacancies. How we're going to address those vacancies, we need to speak to the council about. We've got some employee retention issues. We've got single points of system failure. I brought that up in the past. We're trying to build an internal administrative operation where we have 3 levels of backup. So a lot of this is getting to know the staff, getting to know the operations. And so we got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming to you. So we got to look at what John's doing for us. He has the institutional knowledge. He's sharing that as best as he can with me. We had to meet together on personnel stuff. And so we're in it. But I think the discussion on January 20th will help give me at least a roadmap, because I want to make sure every council meeting, clear established priorities are, outstanding items, we have an update every meeting. But nothing falls through. And so to get to a reporting format that's consistent, that your priorities are clearly identified on, or if we're missing something, and it holds us accountable as a staff because it's always on your agenda. You don't have to ask us, what's the status of this? You know, maybe there hasn't been an action on this item since previous report. And then those reports would list the last time that there was an update. So you have a running progress for the year. So I'd like to get to those points and have those kinds of reports available, so that way you can hold us accountable, and then that we know that we're working on what you want us to work on. So you're directing us, if you want to replace the playground equipment completely this next year, direct us to come up with a funding strategy to replace parks equipment. Do you want us just to remove them, put up a sign, and then work on a program in the 2027 budget cycle to try to replace that equipment? I mean, those are the kinds of things that we need to put on a regular recurring agenda items so they stay at the forefront. You know, as new items come in, you know, where does that new item come into the hierarchy of what we should be working on? Because as we're allocating our staff, we kind of do our own internal triage. What's most important? What's going to have to wait? Is there a legitimate reason why it's having to wait? And then how do we inform council on those types of things? Lastly, utility billing is probably my biggest focus right now, is making sure that we have consistent utility billing. And I think we're going to get there. But again, this is kind of an iterative process. We got people in different positions and different titles that are perhaps going to change, but that change will have to be blessed by the city council. So I guess that's my 2 cents for tonight. John is a tremendous help to me, and I think the community. We also have other individuals on our staff that have come out of retirement to help us out. And one of our biggest challenges is going to be, how do we build that next generation to take over for these individuals, so we don't have this every 3 years, every 5 years, we got to reinvent how we're running our gas operation or how we're handling one of our other operations. So a lot of this stuff has been going on in the last 30 days, and it's going to continue, but hopefully we can culminate at the end of this month.
Just for additional information, like for instance, today, John didn't go to the golf course. If something comes up here, he stays here. He doesn't absolutely have to go to the golf course.
So why can't we just close the golf course for the month of January?
It's closed,
It's
basically.
been closed, it's closed.
They're trying to collect all the cart fees and green fees they can, as long as the course isn't covered in snow. It's how it used to go.
Well, and I understand that, but when you look at financials from 22, 23, and 24, January is historically a lost month anyway.
Yep.
They always lose money in January. So why are we so focused on it? Kind of what Jerry just said, like what do we have to go after? What could be put on the back burner? Like, I don't understand this urgent need to bail out the golf association, because we're not bailing out the golf course. We're bailing out the golf association because that's who had the agreement with the city of Walsenburg. Where is the golf association? Are they still an association? Did they file for bankruptcy? Like, where are they? When you look at these financials and you see the amount of money that was going through that, someone needs to answer for what they did. When they left 2024, at the end of 2024, they made $40,000. So what happened from December of 2024 to December of 2025? Who was managing that money? To the golf association. Like, I understand things were tight, but how did they get through a whole year and it's like, oh, we don't have any money? How did they not get to June and like, we're having some trouble here, we need help? How do we get a water bill sitting in front of us for $4,000 that didn't happen in a month? It had to have happened month over month over month. But of course, the information we got.
That was the reimbursement back to state parks, which was supposed to have been done a couple years ago.
And that's what I'm saying. So that wasn't explained. It clearly shows a water bill. So there's no idea of what that is, but they want us to bail that out.
Golf Association board changed. When Mike wanted everybody to try to get a 501(c), anybody working there couldn't be there no more. I resigned. There was nobody left. All new members. And there was some rift between,
Who ran the board, Mike Peters or the board? That's what I don't understand. It was the board who ran him. They were his boss.
they had board meetings and nobody showed up to them, put it that way. I don't know.
I stopped getting invited to them, so that's why I stopped going. And part of it was because I questioned some of these financials, even at that time. I'm just saying, like, right now, tonight, there's almost $10,000 on this agenda to approve, to just break even, to get them back on track. And they're in breach of contract right now.
And John has his hand raised.
John?
Yes, so there's several things that are all coming together on this. It's good to keep the course open just so that we don't end up with the same situation that we have with the water park. If we close this and don't have a plan put together to open it back up, what's going to happen? Also, if we plan on trying to operate the golf course with no operation of the clubhouse, we need a way to do that independent from the restaurant and dining room. So that is my goal, is to try to make that golf course so that it can be operated at a significantly lower cost with just the golf course and not having to worry about the restaurant being open. The water bill itself that you have there, the water meter was changed in July 1st, 2024. What was supposed to happen was 24. What was supposed to happen was that the water department read the water meter and subtracted that from Lathrop State Park's bill. That did not happen. This bill is from the water usage from July 1st, 2024 to December 1st, 2025. So that's a year and a half of water usage by the golf course that was never billed to them. And when Debbie Barnes came on, I asked her to put that together so that we could show the state park that we are actually doing what we said that we would do in taking the golf course water and subtracting that from their bill. So that's what that's all about. And as far, Veronica, as whether I'm an employee or a contract employee, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever you guys want to do. Or if you would rather I go into retirement, I was good at it, I can do that.
John, I have a question. So you said
What an
that
asshole,
the
really.
state park was being billed for the water. So were they
I'll take my
not
ball
paying
and
the
go
golf
home.
course portion
Your
of the
ball,
water
bitch.
bill?
Take it and go home then, old Johnny boy.
I guess I'm not understanding that.
They were. So the golf course portion of the water bill had not been subtracted from the state park.
So then wouldn't the state park need to reimburse for or pay that water bill or somehow like the state park paid that water bill?
They did pay that water bill and we have credited their account that
Okay.
amount to show what we had supposed to have been doing.
Yeah, just to add a little more information, what happened was there's always been a meter at the golf course building clubhouse. And the state park has never, it was state land. And so they never subtracted it. They didn't care. They paid for our water.
Okay.
When the land swap happened 4 or 5 years ago, a couple of years after that, which was only a couple of years ago, somebody up in Denver or somewhere decided, well, we shouldn't be supplying water off our property. It's not our property no more. So that's when that started. And then we finally come to agreement to go ahead and subtract it from their bill. And it just took this long. It didn't get done in the accounting portion of it for a while.
Okay. So the state park
Took a year.
the state park was refunded. So now the golf course owes the difference.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
So nobody at the golf association, so were you or were you not on the board in 2024?
I left in 24.
So but you were on the board in the summer of 24 because I was on there on the summer of 24. So that's what I'm saying.
Wow,
So at that point, you knew this was gonna happen with
left
the state
with all
park,
the money
and the
left,
board never
money.
said, hey, we haven't seen this reflection on.
Stacy called me right about then.
That's what I'm saying. And the city of Walsenburg never followed up on it. Like, I don't
We
understand.
had an old meter in there and we couldn't read it. It had a broken glass on it. And it took us a while to get the meter changed. And then I instructed the staff here somebody has to read the meter and then we subtract it from the state and it took this long, yes.
I don't know. I would love to know. I've asked several times that, I mean, I think it's all for information now. Who was getting paid $250,000 from the golf course? What employees were getting paid and how much were they getting paid?
Get them.
I think that's only fair to the city of Walsenburg for taxpayers who have to foot this bill to keep them open, to basically cover their asses. We need to know who was getting paid $200,000+ because they don't have that many employees out there.
Why does the
In
mayor
the
look
summer,
like a fucking
they're paying
fairy, dude? Look at his face.
$76,000 in wages. Who's getting paid?
Where are you getting your numbers from? You already have them, sounds like.
Golf Association
Okay.
members.
Bam.
So you said you didn't get them. So you have them. You have them.
I have them. I pulled my old stuff when I was participating in the meetings. And then John sent them all out. John sent out 22, 23, and 24. That's what I'm saying.
That can be published. I mean, if that's all you want.
I want to know the breakout of who was getting paid
Well, I don't know.
$150,000 from the Golf Association.
Mike Peters done that computer part. I don't have that information.
So,
Not bad.
so 2025,
Look how
all of
red
those
his
employees
face
have to
is.
get either a W-2 or a 1099, right? How do we see those how do we see that report?
Good question. I haven't seen it. John?
That's a question for the attorney, but I don't think that we can legally provide that information from a private organization.
Cannot require that information from a lessee.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So the way that this is all rolling out is like, they had a contract with us. They basically are in breach of contract, but they're expecting that the city of Walsenburg is covering everything that was in that contract. That, John stepped in, he fired employees. John stepped in, he's taking care of it. So they're asking the city of Walsenburg to take over where the Golf Association failed. So in my opinion, city of Walsenburg is now
The city's taken over. They aren't asking me anything. If you're referring to they as the Golf Association.
No, I'm saying, John is saying, so there was a memo, which I never received a copy of it, but somebody sent it to me. That was to the city council, city administrator from John Galusha about the golf course. And it's 2 pages about all this information. Has anybody on council seen this memo?
I may have, I
He's
don't
there.
recall it.
It was attached.
No,
This
no.
agenda.
Somebody sent
is.
this to me.
It is,
It is what?
it's attached to the agenda. Look under K, new business. See, action on resolution 2026 R1. Underneath that is it's not properly formatted, but it's there.
I didn't see it when I first looked.
It's under the golf course items later. Can we save this for the golf course items later?
I would actually like to do a whole separate workshop on the golf course.
I
Not even
agree.
discuss it tonight.
I agree.
It's good by me.
So when we get there, we'll just make that motion then. I don't see how we can just keep losing money to them. And I'm not saying close them because I don't think that's the best idea either. And I don't believe it's gonna turn into the pool situation. My concern is, and Mayor, you were concerned that the money we sold the boys camp for, that was gonna end up half of it paying for the police department, and you were adamant that half of it went to the park. My concern now is that the other half is gonna go to the golf course. That's my concern. If we don't have a good plan.
It went to the swimming pool.
It hasn't went anywhere. It's sitting in a budget line.
It was put in the water park fund.
It's,
The budget you adopted, that's where it was.
and it.
400,000 was,
Concern.
400 was general fund, 400 was water.
So how do we pay for the golf course? What are we using to pay for the golf course?
We're gonna-
out that answer.
So anyway.
Yeah, let's wait on that one. It's gonna be run by the city and county, hopefully. We think that's the best option, but that's just, we're in the first week or 2 of this. I mean, this is just starting, so
Exactly.
let's get together.
Looking at $10,000 to $20,000.
Really, that's December. You could end it right now and you still got a building sitting up there that needs heat and electricity and everything else. It's your building, you're gonna pay for it. Or shut it off and quit it, whatever you want to do. Let's wait on the golf course. Please Anything else on administrator report?
So just what's the status on the letters that went out to Northland property owners? I think that in the JID meeting, which we have no minutes for, it was very clear that we wanted that resolved and people to pay what they agreed to pay. So do we have any follow-up from that?
I was in here one day and one of the entities, after they got the registered letter, they're made a deal and was supposed to, they're negotiating, eliminating some of the fines and the late fees. And they're willing to
It's
pay. So
public-
that
it's
looks like
public, of
hopefully how
course.
it's gonna go. Whether we physically have collected a penny yet, maybe Jerry can answer. I don't. We have?
We're on track. We're getting positive feedback.
As a
I
board,
think what they've
board.
done is they've realized their legal liability. And so the ones that have spoken with their lawyers have been advised to try to work something out. It's my understanding.
I mean, and I think it's reasonable to work with people and not, if they're willing to pay up and pay in full to take
Well,
some of those penalties, like I get
The
that.
penalties in that, the way that contract is written, they're crazy.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, like, I think if we have negotiating there, as long as they get caught up and stay caught up. And what about PIF,
They're gonna do both.
both?
Yeah.
Okay.
And John's got his hand up.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, so we've collected about 80,000 back pay so far. Mostly in PIFs. I intended to get the pledge letters out yesterday or on the 30th. They actually did not go out till today. But I anticipate the pledge will be back in also pretty good. We're getting from one company, we're getting about $54,000.
Thank you for following up on that.
It is working.
And I think for the future too, as that contract with the Northlands is old, it's from a whole other world ago. I think it should be reviewed and updated where needed. I really think it should be reviewed and updated.
The only reservation I have there, if you're gonna get all them people to sign that again, that's gonna be the hard part.
It was reviewed not too long ago, a couple of years ago.
I know a lot of them that won't sign it. I mean, if the thing's built now, I mean, that's where we're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
That's why I think, I mean, as long as you're keeping to their commitments that they already signed for.
I know, I don't see any way around it, but
But how many of those owners are the original signers of that contract?
Doesn't matter, that went with,
Passed on though.
Okay.
it should have been tacked onto their
Yeah.
properties when they moved, when they sold.
yeah, they wouldn't be bound to us, I don't think, if we started all over. I'd be afraid of that. In talking to the attorneys, that's what I've been told too, so.
Okay.
Anything else in administration?
So I guess my question, just kind of follow up, will we start getting a report from administrator?
After what I'd like to do is on January 20th, get direction on the best way to get you all set up on, like, for example, it doesn't bother me that you all have access to my calendar. You can see what my calendar is anytime you want. It doesn't bother me none at all. Do I want the general public necessarily having access to it? Probably not, but so we just got to figure out how you want to receive information also. So we can try to get our meetings on task, is get into this repetition of, okay, we have budgeted priorities. We have administrative non-dollar amount priorities. Let's get those listed. Let's keep those on the forefront. As new items come up, we add them to the list, that report. So you're just getting an updated report throughout the calendar year that builds on itself. So let's say that you forgot about something that we resolved 3 months ago. Well, it's going to be on the report.
But I guess the question is, are you gonna start doing the report?
Yeah, I'll start doing them. I just think it needs to be something more substantive than, hey, what'd you do this week?
Yeah, I
You know what I mean,
No, I know, but it's
it's kind of
under administration reports, let's get rid of assistant city administrator and put city administrator. And then you have a report.
So are all decisions, even if John's taking the lead on it, still going through you?
technically, yes.
Not technically, are they all going through you?
I don't think there's anything that he has done that I have not either been briefed on or,
I mean, because at the end of the day, you're responsible.
yeah, that's why, like, when I'm doing a report and the way I want to get the information to you all, so it's in a format that could be consistent. It's not just a narrative that I cobble together, once or twice a week or whatever it is.
Twice a month.
So, something that we could track it. So even the public could track it if they wanted to. What is the status of these things? Because there's like the Walsenbug number 5 ditch, that's going to be on our agenda till 2030 probably.
Yeah.
Now, we don't need to talk about it every meeting, but if
Something new comes up.
get hit by a car, we need to have some documentation, some track record of, because that's one of the biggest problems is as we've had all these administrative changes, we haven't had a continuity of governance. And so we're really behind the ball on a lot of stuff. And just to get us operating, we got a lot of work to do just to get stable before we even take on new projects. But
Well, and I agree with you about the reports. We get reports, but then we never talk about it again. It like falls off. So, I
have them recurring, and then if it's done for that year, it's just on that report as done for the year. And then in 2027, it's not on there anymore because it was done in 2026. So it's just creating this record.
Okay, so it sounds like it's coming.
Yes.
Okay,
thank you.
And John has his hand raised.
John, go ahead.
Just a real quick, Veronica, what I am making decisions for operational stuff, like stuff that really is ongoing and needs to be done. But I briefed Jerry on everything and I do not make any policy decisions at all.
Thank you.
That's the approach that I've been taking.
Okay, anything else on administration?
No.
Public Works, Mr. Harriman, you have anything to add?
Oh, sir.
Okay.
It's a lot.
42 pages. Anybody have any questions on Public Works?
Of course. So, one, it says Dakota George Beer water line. I really wish we'd stop calling these things George Beer lines. It says that it was removed and is no longer in service, / 2 of the 4 taps placed back in service. What does that mean? I hear it's not in service, but then 2 of them were put back in place. What does that mean?
So it is the George Beer's line. It's not our line. We sell water.
So why are we doing, so any work that we do on it, do we charge them for it?
So we purchased the stuff to take out the manifold.
Okay.
We have photographs of the manifold. For years, it's been a 2-inch line. It wasn't a 2-inch line. It was a 4-inch line. The line has never belonged to the city of Walsenburg. The line has never belonged to the city of Walsenburg. It's always belonged to Dakota. All as we did was supply water to them, a meter, faster. So when Siete is coming in, we know they're going to hit the line. We've had numerous meetings with the beers. They put in a new line. They're in the progress of putting in an additional new line, an extension of the 8-inch line. And the line has not been turned over to the city of Walsenburg.
So what does this mean that the line has been removed?
Yeah, we basically terminated where we serviced
Can't have
the line. Had to terminate our end.
in Walsenburg. Now their service is off of another line on Highway 85, 87.
Okay,
So their line used to run from the Family Dollar north through the pasture to the Dakota.
They just took care of the mess at Family Dollar. Got rid of the stupid valves and all that mess they had there. And so there's nothing live going out of that no more.
No live water going to the north except on the east side of the highway where everybody else is tapped on.
okay.
So the Bud Hut has been satisfied, tapped onto the Dakota line and provided water.
So do they pay Dakota or do they pay the city?
They pay the city of Walsenburg.
They pay the city of Walsenburg even though it's on George Beer's line? Okay. Well, and George Beer was,
So
That was an existing tap from 50 years ago.
right, and George Beer was court ordered to replace that line.
affirmative, and he's replacing the line.
So he hasn't replaced it from the 2009 or whatever.
He's replaced, well, how many feet was that? 800, somewhere in there.
500.
So everybody except for Blair Stutzman and Connor Filter have water out there.
Each person has a water tap that they have a bill with the city of Walsenburg. And they're paying all of the water fees, service fees that everybody else in the city of Walsenburg.
Yes.
But they haven't a paid tap city. They had an agreement with George Beer, but they still paid for the water and the consumption. So that has all been taken care of. Yes, we did pay for the parts.
Why, if it's his line?
We paid for the parts to get that line stuck so we wouldn't have water loss when we know that CFA is going to hit the line. The line is 12 inches deep.
Okay.
Do the excavation. We knew, and we had 3 valves out there and none of the valves worked.
I don't think we wanted anybody else messing with our water line city limits. I mean, that's,
Oh, we have total,
we took care of that in.
total control of the water line.
And it ended up a mess. There was manifolds and went from a 4 to a 2 and 3 valves and.
The system integrity issues.
And affirmative assurance, quality assurance of water. So now we know that the assurance of water is on a new line and they're provided water. So that's all done. Any other questions?
Okay,
on that one?
so water hall is not working. So what,
Oh, not working. It is working now.
okay, so under that,
Aquaflow hacked.
Okay.
90, I think 89 or 98, I can't remember the exact number. Other stations were also hacked throughout the south.
was any information that we have at risk?
No,
So with that said, so underneath that, you have temporary water hall set up with administration approval at Dakota Campground.
affirmative.
Any temporary water hall that they did the city of Walsenburg receive those revenues?
We did not have to set it up because
We never did.
we
Perfect.
set up in that time. That was a contingency plan.
And there is no water hall at Dakota Campground.
No,
correct?
no, we were going to set one up.
Just wanted to make sure that. And then on the backflow thing, it said you guys had a meeting yesterday, today?
We've been meeting. Gina and I've been on backflow with Gina for about 90 days now. Make sure that we were in compliance. We did get some hacks from 2023 that we took care of immediately on the 23rd, 24th,
30.
pretty well before that.
Oh, yes.
And they were completely shut off for backflow cross connection and some other violations. The state of Colorado sent us a notice. We took care of those. We had 47 that weren't in compliance. They were all shut off, re-inspected, or if they haven't been re-inspected, they're still off. So we have 47 total. As of the end of the day, I don't know what the totals are.
So what was the meeting on January 6th that was supposed to happen? It says to
Today, the training with Justin
Oh,
and then
discuss future documentation on backflow cross connection.
James did not show up.
Do we have anybody who is certified on cross connection?
No. No reason to. So if you go through this, John can come in. All we need to transfer, we had some communication problems with our employees that said, I can't do this, I can't do this. Well, when we found out the facts, they can do it. So the operators of the treatment plants are going to be responsible for the logging of backflow cross connection.
So they don't need certification. I mean, because the city of Walsenburg paid for someone to be.
For a minute. So under new statute.
Veronica, you're in charge. I gotta be excused for a minute.
All right, so Gina, Vic Colander was assigned to it. The CDPHE website, everything's up to stuff as far as 2026, 25. In 2026, the operators will be responsible to send out the notices. The plumbers, the certified plumbers can come in and inspect them at the cost of the business. And then they will we'll have a turn on or a turn off, an inspection and a turn on. So we know everybody's staying within compliance. That has not been happening. But we have it set up now that that's the way it's going to be. Our employee showed up today, our ORC that we contracted didn't show up today for the training. So we'll follow up with that.
And
Gina will be,
47 taps have the 3-step process of the shut off, the inspection and the reconnect.
Yeah.
So now we're just working through the training because that's a full-time job.
so now that we are in compliance, nobody will be turned on until the certifications are turned in and on the website
And is that a certification that, or is that an inspection that has to be done every year?
annually.
And so what's the plan like for that? I mean,
We send out notices every 90 days.
okay. So everybody's not on the same schedule?
No.
So every 90 days, different businesses get
Correct.
their, okay, perfect. And then, my other question to you. Oh, you talked about, standby call and all of that, and you have all this in here about the manual. I just feel like that's more of an administrative task, not to be in a department head's report, making these recommendations to council. I feel like that's something that should go to the administrator, that should then come to council. And I mean, and, you know, I appreciate that you've put it in here for information, but in order for something to really happen, I think that it should go through the chain of command.
Okay,
I mean, kind of like with the tree thing, you know, you just put it in your report. Had I not caught it and said it, those trees wouldn't be removed like they were. Like, I just feel like,
what do you mean trees wouldn't be removed and removed?
because you just had it in your report. You never talked about it. You never said anything. I asked about it. You acted on it. You got it taken care of. But I feel like if things would go through the chain of command and say, hey, these trees need to be removed, or this pay needs to be looked at, and the administrator's addressing it to us, we can take care of it.
Those trees were on my report since May of last year.
And we never talked about it until I asked you about it, and then it went forward. That's what I'm saying. Like,
So when you read my report, you don't have questions, how do I know what you're asking?
what I'm saying is that I just feel like if you feel something needs to be done, it should go through the chain of command, and it should go to the administrator, like, this needs to get happen, so that he can bring it to us, because that's his job.
He's got more important things to worry about than cutting it down the tree and that, but that's fine.
I can add it to the agenda.
I can do it.
Again,
That's it.
call me and we'll add it.
Get overlooked in a report.
Maybe not trees being cut down, but increasing pay for on-call.
Thank you, Pam. It just was, that wasn't the best example I had. I'm just saying,
Sure, that's fine.
I'm trying to help you.
Okay, yeah,
So we can get done.
we usually follow up every 90 days. I have a calendar that I think I'm pretty accurate at, but that's fine. I'll take everything through administration for agenda items.
So not every,
I see you had Core Civic on there. Are they back or not?
No,
They're off still?
correct.
But I'd like to make a point that this isn't the city's problem to get these inspections done.
We have a federal
After-
mandate, a state mandate, and a city ordinance.
Department of Health mandates it, and that should be between the state and the business owner. They're gotta coordinate these inspections, and they just notify us because they want us to turn water off. But it is not our responsibility to notify anybody.
We do anyway.
Yeah, we try to, but so everybody gets mad at us when we get shut off, but it is not our fault.
And I think Core Civic, I'm told, has a cistern that they fill, and then they run their water off the cistern. So they may, even though they're shut off now, they may not be experiencing.
Oh, they don't know yet.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll call us. Had they had the ability to write a check there at Core Civic, it could have been inspected the same day. I mean, we worked weekends and over the holiday, coordinating with the inspectors to get the water turned off and then or inspected. You know, the inspector coordinated with city staff to go around to every address. So it was a heroic.
And I just want to make it clear that it is not our responsibility, that they got to take some responsibility for these backflow preventers. And they have to do the inspection every year. Yeah,
And I specifically addressed Core Civic on the phone with the county.
Yeah.
And was told it wasn't open and that they weren't gonna do it.
well, I'd like to thank Gina and her staff and her David for all the follow-up and all the heads up you give to everybody, which really wasn't necessary, but it probably saves shutting off quite a few of them.
We
Would have been a lot more.
did a great job.
Yeah, it involved every department.
What's the certification training on the 16th and the 23rd?
So the certification, we're doing interior certification now. We're gonna do the snowplow training. And then our certification is these guys are gonna take their courses into their apprenticeship program.
Oh, okay, so that's for the treatment.
Water treatment, collections, distribution.
Perfect. And then the 6 meters that you cannot find and locate, how are those people being billed?
So if you look on the 40-page report, if you, there's addresses in there.
32.
And they were installed and what the battery life is. So some of these have like 16.5 years on the battery life. So we're still getting from the Itron. So they could be Itron, there are Itron meters in there. So we went back and I checked, and on some of these meters, we're picking them up 1 month, and then for 3 months, they get estimated reads, and then we're picking them up on the Itron. So if you saw my report, I'm trying to get Jeff on States down here to make sure that our Itron system is in the right position. So I talked to Jeff. he's hesitant to come because we're going to Metron meters and I really don't want to pay him to come down if get all these Metrons, Itrons out of the system. But some of the batteries are working some months and some months they're not. So on these 6 residents that you found, we have been digging up like Swiss cheese all over town trying to find these meters. So I talked to 3 previous meter readers here and they've never read the meters there. They don't know there's meters. The customers bought the house. They don't know where their meter's at. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna excavate up the street. We're gonna do some paving this year and hook onto the tap and locate the line out and pothole. So if you've seen our truck and the Mini X, we're making holes everywhere in town trying to locate these meters. We're down to the last 6 or 8 that we cannot find.
You got a pothole all the way down to the tap? Is the tap in the highway, in the road?
In the roadway. Yeah, so we've had,
You can't,
so I sent all, I'm sending all the locators in to get calibrated because they're all giving us different frequencies right now. We have had guys out witching to try to find these lines and we cannot find them witching. So our last resort is to excavate. Some of these people will not even let us on their driveway to excavate. They're saying, we don't have meters, we've never had a meter, but then you take the form to them and says, this is your meter, 165, 245, and you paid a water bill and this was your meter reading 15 years ago when it was installed. So we're down to our last 6.
Right.
So,
some of them could have been installed 40 years ago.
well, according to the legend here, our longest battery life is 17.5 years. So they last 20.
But you have some out there that's not even,
And then we have some that have been in there less than a year and a half and that they're not working.
yeah.
And we're finding those are the Camstruck meters that aren't compatible with our system. So we're replacing those as we go. Our numbers are getting better. I think we're down to 160 somewhere in there, and they're getting better every day. So
So the ERT module census that was on the invoice, what was that for almost $6,000?
that must be gas.
Yes. Okay.
Can I go back to the on-call payments and should employees on call take vehicles? And do we need a separate meeting where Jerry and you and HR and the budget to assess? I don't want to underpay our employees any more than
I'll definitely
absolutely necessary.
work with Jerry because as we're trying to better the city, we want to cross-train. As you saw, we're instituting a cross-training mission. So when there's an emergency, if you look at it now, you got your water treatment guys and your wastewater treatment guys that are on call every other week.
So
When are they gonna do some South Hilling all every other week? So that's why you're losing employees because they're overworked and underpaid. On the other side of it, in streets and alleys, we didn't have any street and drainage for over 7 months. And you had the water department doing it with 3 guys and they were on call every 3rd week. So in order to South Hill, I believe, and keep people in longevity, if we get all 16 of us certified to be on call and be able to run all the operations, which I believe we can, then you're off for 16 weeks.
So can we have a future agenda item where we address this important issue?
I'll definitely work better numbers before I submit it to Jerry.
Okay.
That we match up just preliminary numbers. These are talking with department employees and we calculated the number in there. It's only about $6,000 to $7,000 different. For a municipality, that shouldn't be anything.
And a possibility as well, without digging into the budget, is paid time off, where you pay them what they're already getting, but allow them more time off for self-heal, whether it's the day after you come off call.
Look at this last weekend.
Yeah.
Gina and the staff and I were here from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So did we really get a holiday off? Not really. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you need a pay. I'm just saying that, for example, on some days, the only people that really benefit from a holiday are the people that work in the office because they're not on call and they don't have to go out. And so this is a request from your employees. I'm just bringing it forward. If I'm
Okay.
wrong, I'm sorry. But I think we need to get this on the table, and I'll take it up with Mr. Pacheco today. So,
Employee happiness is very important. We want to keep the good ones.
Well, on the, you put in here about the taking the vehicles home, that's something that's been back and forth for the past couple of years. And I believe that, Jerry, that if we talk with our workman's comp agent and discuss that issue, because employees taking cars home has effects on different insurance. I believe with the police department taking their vehicles out of town home, like these are really more than just mentioning it in a report. These are things that affect the city of Walsenburg in a liability issue. And then you had vaping to the city smoking policy. Excellent. But in this report isn't helpful for the manual to be addressed.
Okay.
Come from the top.
yeah, so I don't even know, that's why I put in here, I don't even know which manual we're going by. Because the adopted one was in 2018, and the manual that the employees are getting is adopted in April of 22. So we have to address the manual. So definitely do that. So I did check into the insurance part of it. As long as we stay within our radius, and our furthest location for us is going to the head gate, and it's 15 miles.
Did
So
you check with our workman's comp?
I did not at workman's, but our insurance, our workman's comp, if you're in a city employee and you're in a city vehicle, you're covered.
Yeah, but if you're giving them a city employee, a city vehicle to take home, you've just increased that risk.
True.
So what does that do?
I didn't check on that.
So what does that do to our rates?
I didn't look at that. So
They don't get hurt while they were working. They're not
It
entitled.
increases your rates because it increases your risk.
So that would be with workman's comp and not the insurance.
I workman's comp too much.
I think it would be helpful to have a discussion on this, but there are operational issues. For example, if you have folks on standby that don't have a city vehicle and their battery dies, or they have to come to the office, have to come to our fleet maintenance operation, get a vehicle or a piece of equipment, and it doesn't start or something, and our lack of response results in something catastrophic. That's usually a bigger issue with like SWAT teams and stuff like that.
One of the things that was happening is employees were taking vehicles home and equipment was getting stolen out of their vehicles. So there was a lot of theft that was happening.
I think the last issue we had was city employees were taking vehicles on call and then using them for personal use on going other places.
That was happening too.
Yeah, I'll definitely address that with Mr. Pacheco. We'll have a separate meeting in reference to the policy, because as we have these meetings in our cross training, we can't put somebody in harm's way either. So we've got to make sure that we follow the policy, and each department has a different coverage in reference to their job description. So I'll do it the right way next time.
And last thing we had about a safety committee, great idea, love it. Would it be a good idea, not a good idea, to have a member of council on that safety committee as well?
I'm all for it. I mean, if you look at the personal protective equipment around here, it's horrendous. And I think we need definitely to have a safety committee.
I do too.
And Gina was the one that started this. I think we need to have a safety committee, and we need to keep track of what our PPE requirements are, our training, our self-contained breathing apparatuses. Everybody needs to be involved in that, because as we go through all this, we're finding, well, yeah, you don't need these protective gloves. You can buy these cheap ones on Amazon. Wrong. We need to take that to the safety committee. You don't need any shield when you're cutting. Wrong. You need a shield. I don't care how much it costs. As I was.
Well, there's a limit to what it costs.
Yeah. Deco, I told him that, no, I'm not going to bring that part up. So yeah, we're working on all that safety stuff. So as we go through this CIRSA training, we're going to train twice a month in the CIRSA training, and 2 Fridays a month, we're going to train for the apprenticeship. So hopefully at the end of the 2-year period, everybody will have their certifications by March of 2027. We already got 4 or 5 guys certified, which is really good for us. And we have new employees that have been here less than a month that are already entered in the apprenticeship after last Friday's training. So we're moving forward.
So another piece of that safety committee, working with your workman's comp, if we can get cost containment certified, that's gonna help with premiums. I mean, we're sitting with the, last I heard, 1.6, 1.7 mod. That's
It's higher than that now.
1.7, 1.8, 1.4, and it's probably gonna go up. So if we can do those safety things, working with our workman's comp, letting them know that, getting that cost containment, that is gonna help in the long run.
We know that
In addition to what you're saying.
every piece of training that we get taken care of is gonna lower it. So that's what our goal is for this year. I've already set it up with Gina. We're ready to go.
I'm the safety coordinator. So they let us go with last year. In 2024, apparently, there was nothing recorded because of changes in staff. And so I took care of that.
Check cost
So we're on
containment,
track for
check
this year.
cost containment with Brooke.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to recruit for the safety committee, not get volunteers, because that was crickets.
But I think it'd be good to have a council person on
Absolutely.
it. Thank you.
Also, one more, David. There's so much in your report. This ditch return and flow measurement discussion, we're waiting for a response back of an acceptance of our interim temporary solution. And then we can approve those things. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
PH2 will be doing it. The state of Colorado will review the flume, and then we'll come and ask for the cost of all that. It's gonna be hefty.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, David. Lost my agenda. Okay, chief.
I don't have anything, Mr. Mayor. It's mostly on my part for the, we had a bunch of warrants last week that we were serving, so not getting the report in was completely my fault. But
There's the holidays also, so.
Yeah. we work holidays.
Anybody got any questions to the chief?
Do we have a service report from 911?
I got those. 406 calls for service. So. 406 calls for service since the last report.
What's the date on that?
12/14 to 12/31.
Thank you.
Hey, Pam, do you have something?
I know that the State Highway Patrol employs clergy. You guys have it rough out there. You're seeing a lot of things. Do you have answers to address your mental health?
Yeah, I'm working on a wellness program right now that officers, but we actually have a chaplain.
You do have a
service for Henry Yazell last week, but we do have a police chaplain. She
Good.
lives locally,
Okay, thank you.
but
Worried about y'all.
thanks. Appreciate that.
I have a question. Could you just clarify for me, because I went back through some of the old meetings to prepare for tonight, so I just have a question. Could you just clarify how many radar signs are in town and how many radar guns you have? Because I got confused.
You talking radar guns? You talking this speed enforcement program?
Yeah.
We only have one.
Okay,
We've never had more than one. We got one sign that they actually took down while they're doing the construction by First Choice.
okay,
But we're actually not required to have the signs up anyways. We just did that as a little extra measure because we're not an APHIS corridor. That can be moved from place to place. It's no different than the ones we have in our cars, the handheld.
okay,
So it's not required signs up. We did it as, I think one of the citizens one night asked a while back, it might have even been Cresswell. And so we had some signs shipped from Hudson. They gave us some free signs but we had the one up, like I said, but there's three more sitting back there that
they're just not in use right now.
the signs.
Yeah, the sign.
There's no,
Okay.
like I said, it's not required because we're not a corridor. We don't have a fixed radar there, so it's not required through the state.
Okay, I was just curious. I was confused, so I just wanted to clarify that. So thank you.
And I think Lieutenant Perry, it might have been before you guys were sworn in council. I think one of them, he brought our speed radar tool and one of our handheld radars that
Mhm.
the car that would be regular tickets. They don't look too much different except the one has video and it uploads to the cloud. And that would be the $40 ticket civilly.
Okay. Okay,
So are those presently being used then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
which one? The
whatever one to.
yeah, they're both being used. Lieutenant Perry uses it quite regularly. We have some spots that we use. There's 7 spots in the city that we designated as zones for doing that, so that when it uploads to the cloud, it'll be printed. It prints right on the ticket that they get in the mail. It says you were, I don't know, Walsen and Maple when you received, where he was there, or 7th Street, or whatever the locations are that we have designated. But we just don't use it willy-nilly around the city. There's different locations that are designated.
What I'd like to see is a little report on how many are issued and stuff, and
Yeah, as soon as we get it,
some kind of revenue stream from it.
there's not a lot, because like Russ was saying, we start slow. But I can actually try to pull that report for you tomorrow and have it in 2 weeks.
Do you want me to disseminate that and the report that you have coming up?
Do what?
Do you want me to ask, get that out?
Oh, I'll send you a whole scan tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
Finance, no report provided. I'm not sure if Melissa or Mark are on room or not. I can't see that.
It does not appear so.
Okay, and
I hope we're gonna see some 2025 numbers here soon.
Didn't we see the end one?
I mean, December 25?
Just the whole year 2025.
I thought we saw revenue
Thing.
compared to,
I mean, to not have anything month after month, like. I mean, they're doing
So-
good work. Like, why aren't they sharing that? All we get is the payments that get made, and
We should, the second, let's shoot for the next meeting, the last meeting of the month normally do it.
okay.
And John's got his hand up.
John, go ahead.
He's red.
John, you had your hand up.
So, yeah, thank you. I had a trouble unmuting. So the payment of bills will be the first meeting. I think we talked about this before. The financial report will be the second meeting. So the reason that you're not seeing better information from the finance department is we have been asking our accountants to close out July so that we could finish up our revenues for 2025. We cannot close out the main account until our accountants finish up reconciling the revenues for July. And once we get there, and we've been promised that since August. We have spent $178,000 in 2025 on the city accountants. That expense has been eliminated. We will take it from here on, but we cannot close out 2025 until we get the information from the accountants. So please be patient. We're waiting for them.
so why do we continue to pay them if they're not doing what they're supposed to do?
We're not continuing to pay them.
They cut them off.
What's their incentive to do it now?
They have to provide us with everything that they had in the engagement letter before we pay them anything else. And that will be at no charge.
.com stop end.
Going up in my ears. I can't hear nothing. Cut it off. Okay, thank you, John. Anything else on finance? We'll see what we get next month, next meeting.
I would like to go back to doing financial meetings that we had said we were gonna do once a month, that we haven't done
We can
here.
set it up right now for the 5th week. Or what is it? What do we used to do?
This one, I think 20th, right?
We could go over, we could have Melissa here as part of that discussion on the 20th, have her explain in her words how she wants to bring these reports in, every month. I started looking at 2025 numbers because they weren't correct numbers, and I didn't want to give myself any more stress on numbers I knew were bad. So until Accountant Out of Public gets us their stuff, we can't close the books on things, but I think Melissa's got a handle on it, and I think she's going to be the person responsible for that moving forward, so that she understands what you all want. So we can talk about that on the 20th.
And then decide from there.
Because I still, it needs to be done in a format that we all can understand it.
Right.
Because
I like the budget format where you can see a percentage, whatever month you're in, you see what you've done compared to the budget. And you need to keep in mind that some months you spend more than others, like there's no snow removal.
talked about seasonal variations.
Yeah. I mean, I like the budget format to where you see last year projected actual and then
Who moved
budgeted
the
and then
camera?
actual and a percent of budget used type thing. So you see 2 years kind of all in one page. Okay, we done with financial?
GCM taxpayer.
Comments. You know who you got first?
First we have Carmen Lara. Okay.
Well, Happy New Year.
Happy.
Really good year. Sounds like council is asking questions. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's what needs to happen. Okay, so first on the list is, and I know we've been getting some agendas kind of late, but I think it was way back in 2022 where Councilmember Mays made a motion to receive a complete packet by 3:00 on Friday.
Thursday.
Not happening anymore.
Thursday.
Well, we said Thursday, but we changed it because council didn't like it. They wanted Friday, so that needs to start happening because that was a direction from council for that to happen. So it really needs to happen, even though you don't have to have everything 24 hours. Council said, hey, let's do this. So I think that needs to start happening again. Okay, glad you didn't go with the Northlands for the water haul, as they have a cease and desist for selling water. So you can't let them give anything because there's a cease and desist from 2024 because they were selling water.
For Dakota?
Huh?
For Dakota?
Yep, for the beers. So one question, why is a golf course paying residential rates? Because when I looked at the bill that you presented here, it shows that the debt service is 3407 and the water line replacement is 2457. So is that commercial or is that residential? Because that's the same thing I'm paying on my bill. So I think you need to look into that too, because if that's for the restaurant commercial, and so is a golf course. Anyway, so that's that one. And what about the RV? Well, just one clarification on the golf course. Golf course association are tenants. The city are the owners, yes. But if you close the restaurant, that doesn't mean that the city has to pay for it because they're just the owners, not the tenants. So the tenants are responsible for that. Mr. Galusha put that in his report. Mr. Galusha made a lot of decisions that he had no authority to make. So I think you need to get a hold on Mr. Galusha. He's not the city administrator. He's a consultant. I hope you do not approve his contract because his contract has a lot of things that make him that allows him to do city administrator duties. Not his job, he's supposed to consult. Okay, so let's see. If we could get the RV line at the golf course, Mr. Mayor, did that ever get taken care of? That's on your water meter. That was supposed to be changed like October years ago. Did that ever get changed? Because
In my name.
well, it shouldn't be because that was kind of a temporary solution, never got fixed. Okay, reports, if you go back to November of 2024, those were the last good reports that we did.
Get close.
So if you go back to the 2024 agenda, you could see all the reports that everybody received. So that's pretty cool. I would like you to go back to that. And again, on Mr. Galusha's memo, newest one, it says Vazani, Council Ecker, and I both made agreements that the closing of the course for the time end up in situations, so, well, it's kind of weird. Anyway, you have no authority off of the,
Your time's up.
those have to be
Thank you very much.
council.
That-
Council, that's council's responsibility, not Mr. Galusha's. Thank you.
Brian Lalander?
Glad to see you, Jerry. I'm glad to see you taking notes. I'm glad to hear that, recognize that there's so many things that you have to catch up on. I appreciate those things. I appreciate how you guys are trying to take control and lead from up there. I appreciate that. I think that the priority meeting that Jerry wants to have is probably the most important thing that you can do. And look at those financials. But right now, I've got to ask you to really, really carefully consider whether this golf course IGA and to a lesser degree, John's scope of work actually fits your needs. What I've seen for the last 15 years of reviewing the city's history is we have a tendency as a city to pick and choose which rules we want to follow. Council sets policies by resolution, they get lost, it's reset, they get ignored. Known violations of the code come up, a whole big process happens, they get swept underneath the rug. Now, we're in a situation where poor management resulted in a bill that taxpayers have to pay. If that was the only circumstance, that wouldn't probably bother me so more. But we know of 200 or so master meters that the utility committee never had a resolving for. These are big issues. And how are you going to solve them? I'd really, really ask you, Jerry, to check out resolution 2017 R2, the financial policy resolution. It's on the website. It's in the finance department. And the section about the alternatives to changing how you're going to provide service. What city council years ago said had to be a report so that you would have the adequate information to make decisions like this IGA. I just really like you to try to get back to those processes. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Brian, could you repeat that resolution, please? 2022 R17?
No, it's 2017 R2. R2 is it? Yeah, R2. And if you go to government finance department, the link's on there on their webpage.
Thank you.
And the camera's off again.
Oh. I said something, so it turned towards me.
That's could be
I
doing.
have to get up on the chair to change it, so we're just gonna have to, thank you. Blair Stutzman? Perfect, thank you. Blair, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Blair Stutzman, are you there?
Hang on. Okay, Blair, try now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't unmute, but that's good. You can hear me, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, I wasn't going to mention this, but being it was mentioned, I'll go ahead and do it. Thank you, Veronica, for asking him about that 2-inch water line. I don't know why the public works director would think it's been taken care of, I believe his words were, but I just found out yesterday that two of the businesses were, well, we found out that it was in the report, and then I called Dave yesterday and found out that they permanently have cut off those 2 water lines for those 2 grows that I've been paying a business, water bill for over 8 years now. I talked to the public works director on 10/21/25, and he said no one in the Northlands on that water line that had a water meter or a had water would lose water for more than a few days during the replacement of that 2-inch water line, and not to worry about it. And that then on 11/25, I was out there personally, and he was explaining that they found it, and CDOT may not even affect it, the 2-inch water line. And then on 1/5/25 yesterday, we found out that it's been totally disconnected. And I was told by the public works director to get in touch with George Beer if I wanted water. So I don't know how that works, but we did pay. I know the other row paid a tap fee. I know I was waived the tap fee by council, just part of it. I paid for the meter, the 4 hours to put it in, all the valves and stuff, and I've been paying for the debt fee service and everything everybody else has been paying for 8 years or so. We're trying to figure that out now, but it's nowhere near settled. We have no idea what to do. We've been trying to meet with the city and find out what's going to happen with this for months. It seems like we've just been put off for we were supposed to meet last Tuesday. It was on the agenda to talk about it. And now it seems like we have another private water line that you guys want us to hook into. I don't know how that is legal, feasible, or anything else. There's not even a contract with the city really for that 8-inch water line infrastructure to be put in. So, yeah, we don't know what to do. So we're addressing it. We'll get the city an email here in another week or so. We just found out yesterday. So there was no notice that the water would be turned off permanently from anyone. And so it's a little shocking, among other things, but this is the same kind of deals that the city gets in for the last years of my experience with good old boy deals, I call them, or whatever it is, and no equality. You let one person do something and then the other persons can't do it. So I hope we can get that straightened out, please. Thank you.
Next,
Cynthia Cresswell?
Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia Cresswell. Okay, there goes the camera again. Hi, Chief. Yes, that was me that asked for the signs. Cresswell, Cresswell. Hello, Mr. Pacheco. I see you too. Since I don't really get any follow-ups on any of my things, these are more just statements than anything. My first one is addressing reports. Yes, the administrator needs to be doing his own reports. Assistant administrator also needs to be doing reports, whether they're combined with the administrators or a separate one, that's entirely up to you guys. As far as Mr. Galusha goes, if he's an assistant city administrator, his duties fall under one thing. If he's hired as a contractor, he has a lot of limitations on what he can and can't do. So you guys need to figure out which route you're going to go with that one. In regards to only handling new things and not pre-existing things, the only way you're really going to get acclimated is if you jump in feet first, get your feet wet. If he takes the lead, you follow, but you need to do it all the way around, not just with new things. That goes for any job, any employee, anywhere. You learn better hands-on than watching. In regards to the golf course, Mr. Galusha said that a partition was necessary in order to separate the dining room restaurant from the golf course itself. He also stated that it was going to be a substantial financial cost. There's other options that you can do. You can just put a chain across it that says the dining room, the restaurant are closed indefinitely. Thus, you've got the separation. Let's see. The payment collection. He mentioned that there needed to be a cash register or something purchased so that he could collect T fees, rentals and whatnot. My question is, where's the payment collection system that was in place? Why was it not left in place? Again, and I've stated it before, much to the chagrin of certain members, if the quarterly reports that were required have been submitted, there's a really good percentage that this whole situation could have been averted. Let's see, last one, and this goes for everybody. Oh, no, back to that one. I'm sorry. Whether he's an assistant admin or a contractor, if Mr. Galusha starts performing maintenance at the golf course and an incident or an injury occurs, that now places a liability on the city because those don't fall under his description of duties. And then the last thing is you, I, anybody else, we know what our financial obligations are. We don't get a year, 2 years, 3 years that we can go by and not cover our financial obligations. And then just, oh, well. So I agree that you guys are working with the Northlands individuals. However, there's no excuse that they were allowed years and years of not paying the obligations that they knew they were responsible for. Thank you.
Ellsworth?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Totally different subject here. I'm going to go with driver error on these two situations that happened in front of my building. But about a year ago, one of the drivers kind of flubbed up, and when the crossing guard arm came down for the train, they got trapped in between it, and they backed up as far as they could, no accident. Last week, I witnessed a propane tank kind of do the same thing. And as they were backing up, their mirror got stuck in the crossing guard arm. So they get backed up as far as they can. Again, I'm going to go with driver error, but if there's an issue, maybe that can be looked into. As the train comes down, maybe I don't know if they can move their sensor or their trigger further up the track so that people have more time to actually stop. It's probably people speeding, but I just wanted to bring it to City Council's attention that, as far as I can tell, the times that I've been at the building, it's happened twice that people get stuck, and being that it was a propane tank, that could have been bad. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stacy Decker?
Good evening, City Council. Just one of the usual suspects here. With regards to the contract you guys get to chat about here in just a short bit, you can vote yes or no. So the beauty is you can actually vote no if you're disagreeing with the contract and what that contract contains. It can be readjusted as necessary. The December 18th meeting to discuss the golf course, while it did show up on the calendar, there was no email, there was no public Zoom link. It was held during the middle of the day, so we couldn't dial in and check on what was going there. My understanding was there was enough city council members there that we probably should have had that available to everybody. Mr. Harriman, sorry that the water hall stuff got hacked. I just wanted to let you know that on those numbers, for each of the water halls, even the manual ones, like for the fire hydrant stuff, we'll need those numbers as well, just so we have that total. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Dee Mays?
Good evening, City Council, Mr. Pacheco. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Happy New Year. I hope the new year brings good things to Walsenburg. I just want to state a quote. The power to question is the basis of all human progress. So getting upset at questions doesn't look good. People want to know. We have questions. We need answers. We want to be involved. We want to understand. Second thing is, I keep hearing the saying, see something, say something. Well, I'm going to state this mainly for you, Mr. Pacheco. What I've seen since 2023, 2024, and what I know I have repeatedly said, there has been no consistency with the financial report since Jim Moore left. We've asked and asked and asked. He gave a packet, and granted, his reports, yes, we all had questions about them because the data was questionable, but at least there was a consistency in the reports that we got. If we could get back to that, month to month, month to year to date, those things help. I agree on the backflow issue. This was a big issue last year. I can remember it being talked about at several meetings. And as far as I'm concerned, businesses need to be held accountable. Those are their buildings. That's a state law. They should have to be held accountable to what is required for their building. But Thank you to the city staff for taking care of them as you do. These are the things that haven't been addressed for 2 years. Martra. Where are we at on Martra? Who's making payments? Is anybody making payments? Is the interest being paid? What's the balance? Is anybody going after it? The Spanish Peaks Apartments on Indiana. What's going on with that? The billing issues. It still continues to be a bone of contention. When is it going to get fixed? You know, the utility commission, what really came of that? What was the purpose of the utility commission? Nothing came out of that. There were meeting after meeting. You let Carmen go because she asked too many questions, but nothing was ever resolved. Was there ever follow-up on the hundreds of citizens who were getting preferential treatment with their utility bills, as well as those residents who get preferential treatment with the water haul? Has that ever been addressed? Or does it just go on and on and on and people continue to get the preferential treatment? Code enforcement, the vehicles on Kansas Avenue, has it all just gone by the wayside? The weeds, you drive around town, these properties that are full of weeds and full of vehicles. What happened to code enforcement? That hasn't been addressed for months now. The blighted properties, that was brought up. Nothing is going on. Northland's finances, that's been going on for how long? I think the computer kernel contract is coming up, but it's hard to keep track of everything. As far as the golf course, the last financials that were made public that I was privy to was in 2022.
Try to wrap it up.
Okay, I will. I'm almost done. At year end, the golf course was underwater $1,200. Bruce Ecker said he would bring in quarterly reports. Is that happening? Does anybody ask about that? Galusha was the county administrator at the time the county was involved. And if I remember correctly, Mr. Galusha, you wanted to be out of the golf course business. I could be wrong. I'll end on this. Building inspection services was definitely a positive thing that came out of last year. Kudos to Bob Hink. Thank you.
And Ronald Stafford, I'm sorry, you had your hand up earlier. Did you have anything to comment?
I do not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I don't see no hands. Okay, we'll move on. No presentations, no public hearings, no unfinished business. We move on to new business. The contractor agreement to provide administrative consulting with John Galusha. You have the enclosure on the first one. What's council's plan?
I think we need to revisit this.
What's that?
I think we need to revisit it. I don't think he should be an independent contractor. I think he should be an employee.
Well, and I think it's misleading. Consultant, assistant, city administrator, like, what is it? Are you a consultant or are you an assistant city administrator? Like, I think it's really got kind of convoluted in what is it that we want? What is it that we need? And what is it that we expect? And if he is going to be an independent contractor, does he have independent liability insurance? And have we seen that?
I don't think as a single individual you have to have it, but
Why not?
because your workman's comp would be the only thing you're legally bound to have, and you don't have to have it on yourself.
So if he's making financial decisions and things like that, like, what is protecting the city of Walsenburg if he's not, if he's an independent contractor, has no ties as an employee? Like, I just think, and I mean, I don't know if Mr. Hyatt's on, but Mr. Hyatt had mentioned last time about preferred that it be a employee versus a contractor. And like I said, I think it's misleading that it's a consultant versus an assistant. What is it? An assistant means that you're helping the administrator. Consultant means that you're kind of.
It says administrative consulting.
But that's what I'm saying, but he's embraced the title of assistant administrator. So what is it?
No, he's an independent contractor if you approve this tonight. It changes from what he is now. That's how I read it.
So right now, if we
Right now, is he employed by the city?
Yes.
At this point, he's a city employee. At the,
He's on our payroll based on what I would call, and the attorney can speak to this better than I can. At the last city council meeting, we received direction to entertain the contract. And so the way I viewed it is he's gonna get paid according to this contract. It was like a pending ordinance doctrine, more of a ratification based on the conversation that was had a few weeks ago. But I guess we'll whatever direction that you give us, we'll go through.
Would do you agree, though, that a independent contractor should have a liability insurance?
You know,
I mean, we made Mr. Harriman do it.
I think it's been all over the board. I haven't been as personally involved in this particular arrangement because John's been working for you all, before I ever showed up.
We were trying to make the janitor have it. I mean, it's a.
Mr. Hyatt, what's your opinion on the liability insurance on the contract? The independent
liability.
Yeah, let me just say this. I think that there are issues with hiring Mr. Galusha as an independent contractor. I prepared the agreement because I was instructed to. I think that for many reasons, which I don't want to go into publicly, the city would be better served if he was an employee rather than an independent contractor. And if you want to do that, then all you have to do is to vote no on the contract and allow Mr. Pacheco to hire him as the assistant administrator.
Under the same terms like as you have in here under this contract?
No.
Well, you already have a job description for an assistant administrator.
Okay.
And Mr. Pacheco has the authority to hire a person under the terms of that job description. Mr. Galusha has indicated that he doesn't care if he's an employee or an independent contractor. I'm concerned about some legal ramifications in doing it this way. But at the last meeting, I wasn't able to speak until after you had voted on it. And my understanding was that this is what you wanted, so that's what I prepared.
Okay, I guess, Jerry, so the $60 an hour thing, you could offer that separately as a.
If the council's direction is to just instruct me to bring him on in the same capacity as was discussed 2 weeks ago as a city part-time employee, because I don't think he's requested to do 40 hours a week. I think it was something like.
He wants to go down to 30.
So we could handle hire under the, like we would handle a normal temporary employee. We just got to go through our make sure we're not triggering anything. Because I think if you're under a certain amount of hours, we may or may not have to pay insurance and other things on.
It's 29 hours.
Got it. Any other comments?
29 hours a week. Well, and my concern with the independent contractor is it talks about like he's in charge of himself, like nobody, like he does what he wants to do, works at the golf course 4 hours a day, whatever. Like the assistant administrator should be answering to the administrator. And I feel by putting this contract in place, we've taken everything away from the person we hired to run the city.
Yeah, I think John had mentioned 6 months is what he wanted to.
No more than June, yeah.
Yeah.
June.
And that's what I'm saying though. So
If John does truly, if he wants to retire and we don't need to necessarily fill that administrative position, I wouldn't ask to refill it after he's gone.
No, we wouldn't think there'd be a need to. I mean, the idea is to just not have a abrupt change.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Hear from John, he's got his hand up.
And I would also say if we do go the contract route, that we only do it on a 3-month basis.
Hey, John. John, are you there? You got your hand up.
So absolutely no longer than 6 months, and I'm okay with 3 months, but the motion that you need to make, I believe, would be because the resolution that council passed was that the wages would be the same as city administrator, except I think a maximum of, I don't remember, $36 an hour, 26, something like that. The motion, I think, needs to allow Jerry to bring me on at $60 an hour. I think that's all. Other than that, I'm absolutely good not being a contract employee, being an employee of the city, no benefits.
No, I mean,
Where I'm at.
Right, so the thing is, if you come on as the city, then the city's responsible for Medicare, Social Security and all of that on there. So that's more cost to the city. So I think that's where that lower wage protects the city, because if not, we're paying more than $60.
Okay, so then I will not accept anything less than $65 an hour. What do you think? Where do you want to go here, Veronica? I don't care.
anybody have a motion?
I say we hire Jerry to run our city and be done.
I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion, or I move that we hire John Galusha at the $60 an hour.
That's not the motion. What, as what?
Are you trying to adopt the independent contractor agreement that's before us? Or go with?
No, what John suggested as hiring as an employee, but at the $60.
All right, I think we have to defeat the independent contractor agreement before us, before we can move on to that step.
Okay.
I think we just can let it die for lack of a motion.
I did that either way.
So I think that's correct. I think you can let it die for lack of emotion. And I think that what Council Member Stafford was really trying to say is that he wanted to move that Mr. Pacheco be allowed to hire John Galusha as an assistant administrator. And if he does hire him as an assistant administrator, that the rate of pay be authorized at $60 an hour.
That's correct. Thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
Can we get that as a part-time as well, so that it stays under the 29 and a half hours?
We'll make it work.
Well, I mean, I think that needs to be part of the motion.
Well, Ronald Stafford made.
No, and that's what I'm asking. I want clarification on what is the position, what's the hours, what's everything that goes along with it.
Ronald, did you hear what Veronica wants to add to your motion?
Sure, I'll amend it to be part-time. No more than what did John say, 30 hours?
29 was in there.
Yeah.
Okay, 29.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor.
A second.
And you ignored Veronica's motion.
They make a motion.
She didn't make a motion. I got a motion on the floor by Ronald Stafford, the second by Pam Brightweiser. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Fred Eckert,
I don't.
Yes.
John Martinez.
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Veronica Mays.
Nope.
Gary Vazani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so on to the next action item is the removal of play equipment at City Park. I believe Sursa said if we don't replace it, they can't insure it or something. Have we looked into different insurances?
No, not insurance, or not that. I think I don't know if John intended to talk or not, but the way I understand it, we need to get the equipment that doesn't meet the standards out of there. And then we need to figure out a way to put acceptable replacement equipment in there. If we need to get the equipment out right away, my suggestion was to remove the equipment, but put up signage stating that, that we intend to replace that equipment within a period of time, and that would be something that we could discuss at the January 20th meeting. About, you know,
Can we use CTF funds to replace? So do we have what's left in CTF funds? And now with I think it's the Spanish Speak Parks and Rec going away and the city now getting all of their CTF funds. I mean, is that something we could plan for? I mean, we just did, or well, we didn't do it. CDOT just paid for the playground equipment at Stacy Park. So we have an idea, we have a ballpark of what we need to
That was
do.
100,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So can we look?
yeah, I think we just need to bring you a couple of options and proposals.
How many pieces are they saying? Like everything in the park?
I think the big one is the big piece of equipment that has all the attachments.
Slides and all that, some kind of.
It's completely unsafe.
Yeah, it's, my kids play on there. It's not good.
Didn't they do this a few years ago where they had to remove equipment because they got?
They do it it must be a full employment act that they have for the playground equipment industry, because every city from every so many years, we have to update, the rules change. The diameter where their head fits in, the fall distance.
The next time you install, you got to go by the new regulations.
You touch.
Had to put in a foot of.
You got to upgrade everything, so.
Depends how high the highest thing is, depends on how thick the mat is that you got to put in and.
When's the last time the city park has had any real money attention put into it?
I wouldn't
Do you
know.
know, Mr. Harper?
I believe that implement that we have to remove went in like 2010.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been a very long time. I think this is.
No, I think we need to come up with this. We need to, as staff, need to bring some proposals to you. I think it's more of an informative that if it disappears, we have a plan to make sure that the public is aware of what we're trying to do.
So how long you got before you remove it, or will the insurance just ignore it and not cover it?
Next time that they come back and do theirs.
If it's unsafe, I think we.
So you got this year?
It doesn't meet the minimum. I'm not as familiar with some of the equipment. Sometimes they let you grandfather things in, sometimes they don't. So.
Most pieces are falling apart.
Yeah,
And so you get, and so it's a safety issue, not necessarily because of the measurements, because we could leave that, but the equipment's literally falling down. And so, I mean, he just went around shaking the equipment. And it was a matter of, was it gonna continue to be able to stand on its own?
Well, and my concern is we just had this conversation. So someone gets hurt and it's like, you addressed it.
Yeah, now we're.
I think we have to.
So let's move, I'm in favor of just moving forward and replacing it.
Okay.
Especially if we got the CTF extra money coming in, or the GOCO money, whatever it is.
Are we sure of that?
Not 100%, but that's what.
John, I put in that one,
We heard.
said they were gone.
Well, I heard that they resubmitted.
I'll try to
and they
find out.
didn't.
I'll try to find out.
Now we can have
Have to go back to, they should have to go back to the drawing board. They shouldn't be reinstated that they get their funding back.
I can call because the GOCO funds go to the county. I think they distribute them, I believe.
I'd have to check on how we get ours.
I'll find out on that, but yeah, that would help if we,
Get the unsafe stuff down though.
yeah, you can always take it down, then we gotta find the money, put it
Do
back.
you need a motion on this or you
Yes.
just got direction?
Not an action. Oh, there's an action on it.
I make a motion that we proceed to remove equipment that's unsafe and
For administration to bring a replacement program to you.
that.
That. A second.
I got a motion by Veronica Mays, a
Second that.
Further conversations?
I just ask that when you bring us the plan to replace it, that it's ADA compliant, because every child has a right to play.
Absolutely. Well, I think what we'd like to do is, as we're pulling our ideas together, is to run it by the council or any other stakeholder group that you would think would be beneficial to make sure that what we're programming in the space. For example, do you get one big piece of equipment or do you do multiple pieces? I mean, there's some options.
And Sursa addressed the ADA compliance in their report. When we went around, they had specifics that we needed to put down as far as ground cover and spacing and et cetera, so.
Well, even the playground equipment too, because they have the wider, I can't think of what it's called, but for wheelchairs and stuff where all kids can play.
Yes.
Well, and even just the grounds itself, I mean, it's all uneven and stickers and everything else. I mean, I just think the whole park from the park to the pool, the whole thing just needs, we need to figure out.
I would agree.
Oh, that old asphalt that's covered with that covering that's all broken up, peeling off, whatever it's doing. I'd like to see that turned into pickleball courts or something,
Yeah, well,
something.
that came in us, yeah. And maybe there's funding for that somewhere.
Somewhere.
We're looking into some funding for that, maybe. We got a chance. And it's the most,
That park, I guess we call it City Park,
yeah,
is
Center Walsenburg.
so visible from, all of the tourists and everything else that it really reflects an image, positive or negative, on our community. So we got, I
Especially when it has a big old sign that says City Park.
think we should take care of.
There's one on the fence.
Huh?
There's one on the fence.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like you drive in and you're like City Park, you're like, oh God, yeah.
So Brian's not here. When was it People's Park for a while? It's
Always been City
on
Park.
Google Maps as People's Park.
It's always been City Park.
City Park, that's what I thought too.
I'm not gonna say that it wasn't, but been City Park as long as I
City
can.
Park.
Anyway, we got a motion and second on the floor that I believe is still valid. Everybody's positive with it. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Veronica May?
Yes. Yeah,
Veronica?
I said yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm not-
Donald Stafford,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
John Martinez,
Yes.
Fred Ecker,
Yes.
Mayor Bazzani,
Yes.
motion passed.
Okay, next transaction on Element Water Task Order 7. Element is our water engineering firm. They've attached amendment to the master consulting agreement, which we do every year. They basically take care of recording our water rights and our usage to the state water division every year, all year long, keep track of all the engineering services needed with water. You have anything to add, David?
No, I don't.
Okay,
That also includes the number 5, right?
there's two separate
There's no
ones.
separate one for that.
Section. Yeah. The first one is just our normal yearly agreement. What is that council desire?
And is that, I mean, does that match what we have in the budget for? It should.
Yeah, they usually. They've had it a while, they should have, yeah. Was this in 130? What was it? So this is 70,000.
But then there's hourly rates on top of it.
That's if something crazy comes up different that they have to deal with. These are the water consultants we've had forever, as far as long as I can remember.
I'm not concerned with them. I'm concerned with us that we got it right in our budget.
Yeah. I'm assuming so.
I'm assuming you're right. Anything else in here?
We don't use them any more than emergency, Mayor.
Yeah. No, water is so complicated and we gotta protect our water rights. I think it's a necessary evil that we have to have.
Well, and I know that. I'm just,
Yeah.
I want to make sure we covered our bases and got it in here. That's all.
It's probably, I don't know if it'd be in the water enterprise fund or where it'd be.
Does Mr. Glusher know where it's at?
Should be in the enterprise.
Okay. You have trust.
It is, I'm sorry, I was having trouble over here with my computer. It is in the budget. They sent us a number to put in the budget and it's in the water enterprise. They sent that information to us December 1st.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not gonna look, I'm assuming.
No, that's all I want to do here.
It's here.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agreement.
I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the first that I've ever seen one of these. So is there anything glaring in it that's different that we should be concerned? Or is this just basic, normal, standard stuff?
This, if I may, this is what they requested to get us farther down the path to the change of use and to make sure that our water rights are protected.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it looks the same as last year's
Okay,
without, I don't see nothing,
did know.
nothing glaring in it.
Okay,
I can't say that their hourly rates didn't raise a little bit somewhere, but it looks about the same.
okay, thank you.
Okay, a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Element Water Task Order number 7.
I got a motion by Don Martinez, a second by Veronica Mays. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Pizzani,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Fred Ecker,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
Veronica Mays.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, next action item is Element Water Task Order number 8. This one is the one referring to change of use for the Walsenbug ditch, or ditch number 5. That enclosure's in front of you. And it's like 130,000, I believe.
I'm assuming that was also sent to us in December.
Yeah, this is all part of the long-term strategy to perfect our water rights. The last update that we had, the mayor had attended, they estimated the court case would hopefully be resolved in 2029. Likely get the decree in 2030. So the going to be ongoing costs for our water operation as we go through water court.
We're currently working under a similar agreement with them right now for what they've done this year. I know they've done a supplemental plan this year and getting ready for the court case, and they actually filed the court case.
I think that was a lot of why we adjusted all those rates for like water hall and changed a lot of that was to make up some money.
Yep. So what's council's pleasure?
I have questions. How is Kay's Liquor involved in that?
No, nothing.
The different.
Element Water Task 8, well, I know.
Did you hit on my closure for that?
I don't know what that's in the file.
It's if you roll.
It's
Oh, is it?
scroll down to it. Yeah, it's at the end. So it's everything before that.
I think that scanned all.
Oh, yeah, it's Kay's Liquor.
It's just something that wasn't supposed to be in there probably.
Yeah, Kay's Liquor. Yeah, I have it at the end too. That's not supposed to be there.
Okay.
So we're good up to page 4. And 5 through 9 are void. Correct?
Yes, whatever that one starts, Kay's Liquor. There's a lot of pages of that.
There's only 4 pages of the element thing.
4 pages of development, 5 pages of case. So we'll separate case.
Yeah, that's just testing a clerical error there.
So I will make a motion that we pass Element Water Task Order 8, pages 1 through 4, not including Kay's Liquor.
I got a motion by Pam Brightweiser, second by Veronica Mays.
I'll second those 4 pages.
I have some comments.
Okay, go ahead, Fred.
I don't know, I read it here this afternoon somewhere where the client is responsible for tabulations and stuff, reports and stuff. I have a question for Mr. Harriman. I don't know how long you're gonna be here and who's next in line to do that information for the city, because this is gonna take some years to get done.
It's 4.
That's my biggest concern.
So right now with Elements and us, we're doing the cross training on the daily, the weekly, the monthly reports. And now in 2026, our augmentations will be monthly instead of quarterly. So we'll have a few more reps on them, so they'll know how to get those calculations done.
But do you have personnel that can do all of this?
We're training right now, yes.
Okay, that's my biggest concern. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call.
Fred Ecker,
Yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
Mayor Pizzani,
Yes.
Veronica Mays. Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Okay. I have a next action items resolution 2026 R1. approving an intergovernmental agreement between the golf course, Orfano County and the city.
So I make a motion that we set up a special meeting to discuss the golf course in depth. When did we say?
January 20th.
This is the one.
Same night as January 20th?
Up to you.
So can we just include it in,
I think so. I don't see why not.
so basically include this topic on our January 20th meeting?
I second that motion.
Okay, I got a motion by Veronica Mays, a second by Jennifer Novak. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mayor Bazzoni,
Yes.
Veronica Mays,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Fred Eckert,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
John Martinez,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay, before we get to the Walsenburg Golf Course water bill, Mr. Galusha was asking for $5,000 from the city to get the golf course through these next few weeks, I believe. Do you know anything about that, Jerry? John, you on?
John can speak to he's got his hand up.
Yeah, if I may.
Please.
So what, this is not to give to the golf course. This is money for the city to invest in repairs and modifications to the golf course. This is not to give to the Walsenburg Golf Association. This is for the city to take from the Economic Development Fund, which has $50,000 in it, just to make some of the changes to the golf course that really need to be changed, need to be happening.
Make a motion that any decisions on the golf course be made at that 20th meeting.
Today's low is 30. I second.
I got a motion, Veronica Mays, second by Jennifer Novak. Any other discussion? When was you planning on doing this work, John?
So I would really like to do some of it this month, but the partitions and some of the other changes would happen in February. But there's some stuff that really needs to happen this month. So if you're not willing to dedicate $5,000 from economic development, I'd really appreciate $1,000.
Just to get you to the 20th?
Just to get me to the 20th.
John, is the heat on in that building so that we're not going to lose any plumbing or?
Yes.
It is, and the heat and the bills are still under the Walsenburg Golf Association. And please keep in mind that the county already dedicated $5,000 to the golf course. They have currently in their bank account, they have $3,300 of that left. They have a little bit of outstanding payroll, but I think it would be appropriate for the city to at least show some contribution to that.
Who's on payroll?
Just, it was every 2 weeks. I think they went to January 1st. They try to keep it open through the holiday, I think.
Yeah, and so it's, we have the bookkeeper, which is Julie Scarcella, and one employee that will man the cash register when we don't have a volunteer there or I'm not there.
Would you be willing to amend your motion for $1,000? Okay. What's council's pleasure?
I just think decisions are being made that are not being made by this council. Or putting up walls, building things, buying things, doing things, and to just keep giving money with no decisions being made by this full council. You guys can shoot it down.
Well, the wheels turn too. You gotta act on some things. You can't just wait from meeting to meeting either, so.
Mr. Mayor?
Should have acted.
Yes.
John, this question is for John. What exactly would you do with $1,000 this month?
So there's some lights that have to be replaced in the kitchen and bathrooms. The wiring is absolutely a hazard. in order to, so there's some cleaning supplies that need to be purchased. There is no cleaning supplies. The floors are sticky. That can't continue. We need one fan replaced to the tune of about $300. And so I think between the lighting for the kitchen, cleaning supplies, and that it has to be replaced, I think $1,000 will cover it.
Yeah, I don't think it would be unreasonable to vote this down and to grant the $1,000. So
Shouldn't there be a recusal of Mr. Ecker in this discussion?
For what reason?
What reason?
Don't you sit on the board?
No, neither one of us.
Well, when
No.
did that happen?
Mine was about a year ago.
I knew yours.
Are you still part of the meetings?
No.
Neither of you?
There's a whole different.
Mr. Mayor, point of order, we have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, we'd have to vote on the first motion, which is Veronica's.
Which is the,
Okay, I will amend my motion. I will play nice right now. I will change my motion to give $1,000 to the golf course, but we need to have a full plan and ready to
Actually,
go.
don't go to the golf course.
Or wherever it's going for the golf course. And to try to get through this, but I also expect on the 20th that we have some clear financial numbers on where things went wrong at the golf course. With the Golf Association. Because at the end of 2024, they made 40 grand. So what happened in 2025? I
will do my best to try to find that out, but whether I can find that out or not.
to allow the $1,000.
Okay.
The other concern is who's doing the work, and this is where I get into the liability of it. So Mr. Galusha will be doing this work himself, but if he gets hurt or something happens to him and it ends up a workman's comp and this isn't in his scope of work, what happens? Those are my concerns.
May I answer?
Get it out.
So this falls under maintenance items, so there's no kind of permits required for that. And I will publicly state to you, I will never, ever file a workman's comp claim.
You can't say never, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there.
You said it, you can say it.
because,
All right.
I meant
Pam?
motion.
Did Pam or Jennifer
I
second?
second.
Second, you second her amendment?
I'll second it.
Okay, I got a motion by Veronica Mays and a second by Jennifer Novak. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mayor Bazzani,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
Fred Ecker,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
yes,
Veronica Mays,
Yes.
Don Martinez.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And Veronica, I would love to know that answer more than you do.
My other kind of thing is, I know that the Golf Association always try to get their memberships up front, and that was at the end of the year. So have they collected these memberships from members and they're still broke?
Yes.
Like
They
that's,
got some. They didn't get the membership drive like they could have.
That's what I'm
They got some though, yes.
okay.
in the meeting that we had with the county, it seemed like it would be very important moving forward to separate the restaurant's finances from the golf course's finances.
Yeah, there's two registers. It's
Separated if you
There's-
read the financials.
well, there's two,
Very
even two registers now.
figure it out.
Yeah.
So the golf course, based on the numbers that they've brought to this council on everything that they've done, they've made a gross revenue of over $200,000 just on the golf course. Just on the golf course.
That's possible. But
Based on their numbers, and they're pulling their numbers from their square. So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
something is wrong. Somebody is not, somebody's, I'm not gonna say it anyway.
yeah,
All right.
I don't, you're just speculating. I don't know the answers yet, so.
All right.
Okay.
So that one's out of the way.
So since the water bill is the city of Walsenburg, I believe no one's gonna probably get shut off, so I think we move that to the 20th as well.
Okay, I'm not sure we even need a motion for it. And we need an action. I'd entertain a motion to move it to the 20th.
Motion move it to the 20th.
Got a motion from Veronica Mays,
Second.
second by Don Martinez. It's way easier to say that.
Pam. Pam.
Anybody got any other comments? Postpone to the 20th to discuss that item then. No further discussion. We'll have a roll call.
Mayor Bazzani?
Yes.
Veronica Mays? Ronald Stafford?
Yes.
Jennifer Novak?
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser?
Yes.
Don Martinez?
Yes.
Fred Eckert?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next one, you have the accounts payable invoices in front of you. We need to approve every month. We started doing that a few months ago. Any discussion?
So do we have a charge account at O'Reilly's? Because I thought we got the whole credit card thing all in order, but then you see all these charges to O'Reilly's and it seems like everybody just goes there for whatever they want. Do we have a charge account with O'Reilly's?
Yeah.
Who is allowed to charge there?
That I don't know. O'Reilly's with my company, they got a list and we give them the names. I don't know how the city's doing it. Does anybody know? Is that how they do it?
It's the same.
And is that like, how do they, I mean, any employee can go there and just get tape, snow brush, snow shovel, like whatever they want? Like, there's no like PO that, yeah, you have approval to go get this stuff. Everyone just goes and gets what they need and want.
I don't have an answer of who is on that list, but I will have that for you on the 20th.
Cause it just seems like it's the same old story. Everybody just on there and getting whatever they want there and at Spore Leaders as well. So I'm assuming we have a credit account there as well
In the lumberyard.
in the lumberyard. I didn't even see them. We're starting to see things from the animal shelters again, and we haven't had any updates on the animal shelters in months. So I would like to maybe have an update on the animal shelter soon sometime.
Code enforcement and animal control on the 20th.
Thank you. And then computer kernel, that was brought up tonight, and I don't know if these are within his contract, not in his contract. We haven't seen a contract from computer kernel in, I believe, 2 years. So I think that is definitely up for discussion. Because there's a $6,400 bill on here, one from May. That's all I seen in there. Well, not all, but.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, a few.
Okay, go ahead.
Jam tire on 12/16. 3 front tires for the case backhoe.
That's a three-legged.
That's a little too many, yeah, and they're on the 194.74 a piece, and it adds up to, they charge for 3 of them. So I don't know what the deal is there.
Well, didn't we have a contract with Daniels for tires and?
I don't know if they.
Oil
I don't-
changes.
Yeah, mechanics, but they could probably get
Cheers.
backhoe tires if you ordered them there, but I don't know, they don't carry them on hand. I got Miller Pipeline for a pipe welder for $1,100. That's kind of, I don't know if that's some kind of special welder.
This is for the gas line, looks like. Says
Right.
welder. John, do you know about the gas line welder?
I believe that is for the gas line. Yes.
I used to weld, so how is it a special gas line welder? Is it something new?
No, I don't know how much you've welded, but trying to weld thin wall pipe is a very, very special talent,
I welded everything.
including thin wall pipe. Then
Yes,
you-
sir.
Then you know how hard it is.
I know, but we just welder. Or it was a MIG back then. If it was
See,
really thin. But anyway, I'm just curious if we needed a new machine for that one. All right, then down to O'Reilly's. I got truck repair supplies for $79.84 times 4.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know what truck repair supplies, and that's, you know, for the same, exact same price
Same day.
on the same day, times 4. O'Reilly's,
Answer these questions is not at this meeting.
Well, and that's why I asked the question, like,
well, yeah, and
where does the approval come from?
yeah, battery for backhoe, $50.27. I'd like to buy a $50 battery for my backhoe,
Well, they bought 3 of them.
but times 3 of them. Yeah,
The battery for the case backhoe was delivered by Joe Stillwell to you down on the ranch and left at the yard. It had a battery brand new put in it, and we went to start it 3 months later, and the battery was bad. So they replaced it for $50.
3 times?
So the case backhoe tires, that's the only backhoe that's a case.
right.
I have no idea why there was new tires put on that.
Well,
On my-
I talked to John because one day there was no tires on it. And I know one tire was going flat. I talked to John a while back and he said, yeah, we were getting 2 new tires on the front of the case. But they're billing us for 3. So I don't know where
And 3 batteries.
the third one.
Never did it. That backhoe sat vacant for 6.5 years. We started it up, got it to Walsenbug for about 27 or 30 minutes before it was taken to the ranch. So the service on it never applied. So.
Well, yeah, but it's,
The 3 backhoe tires was not purchased by anybody other than the mechanics. Or whoever put them on.
I don't know.
We know that we did in water and sewer. So.
Well, and the backhoe is sitting at the gravel pit. It's not, I mean, I don't have it. Sitting at the gravel pit down there to load gravel trucks.
Told by Joe Stillwell.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I say, it's sitting down there at the gravel pit. And somebody uses it to load gravel out of there. I don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Taken for ranch that you wanted to use it on the ranch.
Well, I fixed up I fixed up some of the roads and stuff, but I always park it back at the gravel pit and I don't ever use it during business hours here where you guys might need it.
And that's where it was. It wasn't in the, it's always been out there since we brought it after setting up the water treatment plant for 6 to 7 years. And immediately was taken out to the ranch. So whoever's been doing the work on the backhoe had to be the mechanic.
The mechanic for the city or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, mechanic.
Nobody else is.
So
Mechanic.
one $50 battery, not 3?
We didn't, I don't know what he bought, but it needed a battery.
Well, we bought 3 and then had 3 battery return too. I'm sure.
Okay, well, whatever. I just seemed odd. Anyway, sport leader, a flashlight for $53. And then Walsenburg Sand and Gravel, $700 worth of gravel. $800 worth of gravel. We got a big old pit of gravel, a big old pile of gravel sitting down there.
All right.
You got a whole big old pile with the county.
Why are we buying gravel if we have a gravel pit?
Well, you don't have processed gravel, but you do have processed gravel down at the county's pit, but it's on a city ranch. It's a long ways away. The problem is getting it hauled here, I guess.
Purchase through sand and gravel was different for back to the material.
Yeah, I think they come when they got a water break and it's quick and it's
Different.
easier to deal with than the other one. Yeah. The county, I think, crushes inch or inch and a half, and this is 3/4.
Yeah. Okay.
John has his hand raised.
John?
Don, that's a really good point on those 3 tires and the 3 batteries. If you would consider it, I would ask you to think about approving the account payable with better explanation on those items, and you could withhold those items out of there. And we'll get you the answers.
Motion to approve.
With more details on those items?
As
Seconded.
Second.
You make a motion?
I did.
Okay, I got a motion by Veronica Mays, a second by Don Martinez. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, where are we down to?
Yeah.
Just,
May I say one thing real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, so regarding the payment that you just approved, if you look at it, I am very happy because it has the GL accounts on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank
So
you.
I'm wondering if the GL isn't broken into 3 different departments and the totals for the
Oh,
hires.
I bet you're right.
That could be an answer to it.
That actually could be. Well,
Go on to 3 different places.
it's like some salaries are busted out that way.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is.
I think you're right, Carmen.
But one tire costs $600 that way. That's what you're saying.
Because it's the same on that truck repair. It's broke out. If you look at the GL over here, that's what it is.
Different departments.
That makes sense.
That's times 3 what they got. Yeah, right?
There were 2.
So that amount might.
Deductive reasoning, man.
$600, a lot of money for a truck. Anyway, John said he's looking into that part.
I think Carmen just solved it.
You figured it out.
That's an expensive tire.
It's still too.
But there were 2,
That's a tire, but
it's 2 tires though, split in between 3 accounts.
yeah. Yeah,
That makes it worth $600 instead of $195.
no, it makes them 300 each.
Yeah,
600.
because there were 2 tires.
Times 3,
But you divide it into 3 accounts.
right? So it's
People paying for it.
F-250,
3 people paying for 1 tire.
$400.
Times 195, 600.
you're paying for 2.
2 tires.
That's all right.
Put
Oh, there's
2
2
They
tires.
replace 2 tires.
They're in charge. Well, then that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
Still expensive for a.
$300, yeah. But that sounds about right.
Anyway, we're looking into that. Discussion on the Sursa 25 audit loss analysis. But
That's the Sursa inspection report.
At the playground.
All the pictures and everything, huh?
Yes.
I don't like.
And didn't you just say that was, we made one of the better improvements that they're used to?
Best year-over-year improvement they've seen in a city. And so we'll get together with the different departments and put the narrative for the plan going forward and then submit that to Sursa. And then that should
Next.
take care of some of those discrepancies.
I see the gas
So
department.
when were they here? November 4th?
Yes. To inspect the city and
They come once.
I escorted them to inspect the
What
city.
page you on? 6.
Okay,
Let's see.
sounds like you passed with flying colors.
Yes,
Okay.
it was a fabulous effort by.
So does that help our rates?
Pardon?
So does that help our rates?
Hell no.
It should. We'll see what they do. And then removing that building off of our insurance,
Which building?
the gas department, what was that second building in the?
It's on page 6. It's the photos there.
Yeah.
It sits out in the railroad tracks.
And he just suggested to find out if that was included in our policy and if it is, to disclude it from the policy.
Yeah, if something happened to it, it ain't worth nothing.
Right, and it's just dilapidated and.
Yeah, but if somebody gets hurt, it's on.
Yeah.
And see, well, if they get hurt, then they're covered under workman's comp.
No, I'm saying even just.
A homeless
You know,
person.
saying
Do we have any no trespassing signs on it?
It's chained up and the doors are closed, but I think we do use it for old storage. Dave, is that?
I haven't been in years, but.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they go in much. And
Yeah,
and I'm
if you-
going with not at all.
The only thing it is
Don't go in at
you
all.
got some old stuff you don't want to lose, put it to where it's halfway safe. And
And I
you probably never go use it, but
None of that's flammable.
yeah, no,
It's pipe and.
probably gas supplies, yeah. Okay,
Try to demolish it because then you have to abate
yeah.
property and.
And if you know, the historical, I don't know, I mean, maybe somebody will take it on as a project.
Well, I don't think there's nothing wrong with keeping it and using it for storage and not insure it. We don't have to insure it.
Correct.
Nobody's gonna fall through the floor.
Where are we using temporary electrical extension cords?
I believe that was at the water treatment plant, or I mean, at the lift station.
So why don't we have, I mean, are we looking into actually putting in some outlets? And not doing
I
that?
have to get with, I'm not sure why that was not removed before we got there.
But if we're using it, it should be
They
fixed.
were using it to temporarily run it off, I believe.
Uh,
But when I'll put this back before council when we get the, the intake and plans.
So was the,
You should have put it away instead of leaving it there.
I can't remember what they were running with it.
well, there's an electrical hazard. What about the animal shelter? Was that on here?
Yes, also used extension cords.
I don't know. I say we take March back, move the animal shelter there and call it a day. Animal shelter, it seems more.
And I'm not sure if it was the use of the cord or the fact that it wasn't put up. So I'll have to look deeper into the discrepancy. Now, at the lift station, it was because it was being run between two buildings. And I think at the animal shelter, it was not secured properly to the wall or taped to the floor.
Actually, this says it's because the extension cords are being used on a permanent basis rather than less than 90 days.
Yeah.
And then the dead trees will address as well.
But if that's the case with the 90 days, then I would say what we need is a log on the wall of when they unplug it and when they plug it in, so that it's not used continuously until we can find a way to address that in the building. But he was impressed with the way the the kennel looked. There's been a lot of work done out there, painting and repairs. The last year's report, which I did not provide for a comparison, they had holes in the wall and exposed pipe, and it was night and day. So he was really impressed. Yeah.
So these dead trees, will those be taken down or address the dead trees at Civic Park?
Yeah, they'll come out.
Yeah, and I believe Civic Park was where they found the equipment that when you shake it, the whole piece of equipment. But I can't remember.
Both parks have equipment that needs to be.
Yeah, and one of them, it was wooden. And so it was splintering, and we had discussed possibly painting it, but that was gonna be a no-go, so.
Okay, any other
That's the
discussion?
newer equipment.
Right.
Takes money.
Well, thank you, Gina.
Any other discussion on CIRSA? Thank you, Gina, for doing that.
Very welcome.
Yes.
Correspondence, you have all the enclosures in front of you. Any questions on correspondence?
I would just like to mention, Mr. Harriman recognized Randy B. Hill last time. And I think he needs to be recognized again. He made a difference with that attack that happened on the sheriff. And he was on his own, privately in his car, and he took it upon himself to stop and help the sheriff and possibly saved his life. I don't know why he was there by himself, but big kudos to Randy. And I think it just goes along with what Mr. Harriman was said about him last week, that he really deserves a big,
I agree. Anybody who
big shout out to do that, to take that risk on and do that.
he took a chance.
Good.
Mayor, would you like to do a proclamation?
Yes,
There you go.
we draw it up and have it by next meeting.
I sure can.
Anything else? Getting down there, we'll go down to mayor and council comments. Anybody have anything? All I got is, Martra, we're taking an attorney's advice and they are, I believe, still paying interest payments. And we still feel like we're better off with them trying to get their financing done than it is to foreclose. So that's the last recommendation I got from Cal.
The thing is, our agreement isn't even with the new owners. Like, they're paying interest from the last owner.
Yeah, and that's all they're paying interest anyway. You're getting something out of it. Our attorney just feels that foreclosure is not financially in the best interest of the city. As long as they're getting some interest, it's still ours. I mean, if you foreclose, you're gonna stop getting that, and then nobody may buy it. I mean, I doubt you're gonna get your money out of it, so.
I mean,
We're betting on the come that they're gonna find somebody, come up with the money, we get paid off. In a year.
long advance, and if we approved everything and we did.
It's bad. It was bad.
We can go, few more months, I would suggest, and then we can vote on something if you want to. Council can always has the right to foreclose.
All right, so the only thing I had was, what is the status on appointing a clerk and treasurer?
And we need to take care of that. Thanks for bringing that up. Keep forgetting that
I mean,
one.
what are we doing? How are we doing it? How are we going about it? What's the job descriptions?
That's kind of out of my purview. But after we announced the opening or the vacancy on the 18th, there, Dan can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're just looking for letters of interest. I didn't have an action item on that.
Okay, no, and I'm just,
I mean, in my,
I didn't know if we put out any
no, it's listed on, I changed it on the website.
website.
So, and, you know, I kind of want to hype up the website.
Yeah.
You know, we have water hall information, press releases from the police department. You know, we're really trying to get away from Facebook.
So you do have it on the website?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, you haven't had any contact, nobody's contacted you?
No.
So hopefully the paper's covering this meeting and they'll put it in the paper.
Well, I can call them.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then, speaking of the paper, I think it's this time of year where we make the resolution to pick the paper of whatever. that we yeah.
Oh, we did that the last time.
Say, what was that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
We publish all our public notices.
Oh, the ordinances, et cetera,
Yeah.
in the World Journal.
Yeah, but we have to do a resolution to do that.
Oh,
We usually do it this time of year.
okay, I'll work on
I
it.
don't think we did it last time.
We just talked about the value of local papers.
Yeah. So just a reminder on that.
Okay.
That's actually all I have.
Usually.
Anybody else have anything?
Establish your.
That's this tonight. He should.
That's it. It's my list tonight. It's not on the agenda. I don't think.
Thought we did it, but.
About the
Right.
So,
tax lease.
clarification. So you want to have this work session on the 20th and then we're gonna do all this golf course stuff on the 20th, but that's a regular meeting night. So I thought that was like a special meeting. I was off on,
Oh, yeah, we can't do all that on a meeting.
do all that on a meeting night.
Maybe the following
Let's,
Tuesday.
let's,
The fourth
yeah, let's
Tuesday.
go to do a finance one with the golf course on the fourth Tuesday. Better. Yeah.
27th.
Yeah, they no way will give it all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't want to cram all that. I thought I was off.
Yeah.
I just assumed the whole time the 20th wasn't the regular meeting, but.
So did I.
It is.
And so I'm sorry, just for my sake, the golf course finances and all the issues from this agenda. And
So-
what was the other item?
That was the only two, I thought, just the.
I guess I don't understand. So you want to
Well,
do
you could do,
on the 20th?
you could do from 5 to 6, you could handle that hour.
What you had originally on there.
Right.
Yeah, and then we'll do the golf course and the, and finances 27.
However you want to handle
Yeah,
it.
let's do it that way.
Where do we put it? What
It's telling you this.
On the agenda, I don't think we can act on it.
I'm just saying, I don't think that could all happen on a regular meeting night.
No, I don't either.
I thought what you were planning was on not a regular meeting night. I mean, I would.
Do you think
It's not a regular.
you can
meeting.
do yours in an hour? Of course, these hours add up.
I know.
That's the thing. It's gotta be very structured and.
You could move them all to the 27th if you want. Leave the meeting night alone.
If it's up to you, whether you guys want to come in early on the 20th or just handle it all on the 27th in a structured. It's gotta be structured, you know.
We only have the two things, basically. I don't think that's gonna take forever.
At the 27th?
Yeah.
And then we'll have the play removal for the 20th. We'll have the removal of the play equipment. Dave about the on-call payments through the administrator, the policy manual, and Melissa that'll be on the 27th. to explain the reports, the finance report. And then,
I think we move at least the finance and the golf course to the 27th.
great.
Okay. Everybody good with that?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Will do.
You get some kind of agenda so we remind it that way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then so the 20th starts at 5 o'clock?
To do Jerry's list,
Uh,
the billing and whatever you had on there.
I know 5 o'clock's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
My goal would be to have a presentation and a packet of materials for you in advance of that meeting and try to stick to to get through the body of stuff that we got to get through.
So the 1/20/26 meeting will start at 5. Is that what we're saying?
It's up to the council. It doesn't matter.
January
20th, the regular,
20th.
Can you make 20th? At 5 o'clock?
Like you said, I don't know. I mean,
Aye.
I'll try, but sometimes 5 o'clock.
or just put it during the regular meeting. That's fine too.
I think the agenda's slim enough. It can go at the 6 o'clock if we move through it.
Okay, don't let nobody else put nothing else on.
Okay.
Go forth.
I can.
Okay,
Well, you could do it at 5. If anything, I could just call in.
that's true. We'll do it at 5.
Time.
Let's do it at 5.
Okay.
And that's on the 20th at 5?
Yeah, just coming out early. And you'll get an agenda that'll show that.
And I'll do the agenda right away.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Gina, we'll sit.
after I do the minutes. Yeah.
Anybody in council have anything else?
This budget's beautiful. I love the picture, little folders. Thank you.
Thank you. That's John.
Thank you, John. She helped.
He's such the amateur photographer.
Entertain a motion to adjourn if unless somebody's
John.
second. I got a motion by Ron LeVay, a second by Don Martin. In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Again, Don. Be adjourned.
I know. It's just like Budweiser, except.
Oh, he wanted to get out of there quick, didn't he?
Right.
I didn't have to say it. I just saying Don Martinez.
2 hours,
I know.
37 minutes quick. You know? Holy shit. Golly gee, buzz. I don't know. Did we just witness the world's first three front tire backhoe? Is that what we see there? I think so. Or did we just get a spare? Is that what it was? No, it's the one that goes in the middle now. So like it gives it extra support in the front. All right. I was just curious about that. And then it's got 3 batteries. All right. Yeah, but what about all those extension cords, huh? Oof. Dang it. I hate it
Special
when they
Agent
get that.
Randy Street.
You know? Well, there's a lot of information in there, I think, especially, to people listening. Sounds like the playground equipment, right? Like they pretty well admitted. They were pretty well called out on it. It sounded like through the report. But you can just grab a hold of the shit and shake it and wonder if it's going to come down on top of you. You know, it's not even that. They've got like old school play equipment. So like they've got a teeter totter, right? And like teeter totter. Well, they've got like tires up underneath these teeter totters, and I swear they are not the most fun teeter totters at all. No. And that water park, woo, they're going to bring back the water park. Right. That's what they said.
Whatever audience.
Coming to you the summer of 26.
Those textbooks are, those tires are textbook. If you go to walsenburg.org, is it walsenburg.org? Yeah, it's walsenburg.org. And this is their site, guys, right here.
and they just redid it. And in my opinion, it's really nice. It's
You know,
just
I have
just
to,
started. They changed it right just recently, and this looks way better than what they had before, guys.
well, and I was going to say, I agree. And I think they took one out of Rocky Ford's book and they started putting in the paperwork with the agenda.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a little bit now. Yeah, where they have to enclosures. Yeah, that's kind of nice. They enclose the reports and stuff. Yeah, so that's looking better for these guys. Their website's looking better. Yeah, like I say, their agenda is looking better. I think they've got a few things going in the right direction. I think water hall is operational up here, which because it breaks down a lot, so that's kind of a big deal if it's up or not, because a lot of people depend on that, you know. But if you go here, you got all their agendas and such in here. You can click the view details, right? And then it'll bring up a nice little PDF. This is what you people's talking about. Very similar to how Rocky Ford is doing theirs. And so when you go in, you'll see there's enclosures you can click on and actually see all the paperwork, you know, the staff report, the public works report. You can go in and click on that and see those things. And that's nice. It's a good step in the direction of transparency. They've been doing this part here for a little while, but the website itself is definitely new, new design. Same site, walsenburg.org. And like you can go in here and get to anything pretty much, it looks like. Nice setup. I like it.
What's up, bro?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. We're good, man. Long time no see. How you been?
Oh, not the world's greatest, but I'm alive. You know how that goes. I got
definitely
that.
feel that.
I got that super influenza that they had going
Oh,
around, and because of all my years of wildland fire, when something takes you over respiratorily, oh my God, talk about the pain.
right.
It's trying to cough stuff up is like. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm really good. No, my lungs are damaged. Oh shit. But I had a question. Do you guys know where I can get a three front tire backhoe? And what are they gonna do if a kid gets hurt on their playground?
Exactly. Yeah, I think they motioned to tear that shit down, right? That one there specifically. Now they know, so they did act on that. So, bro, this is a fairly new council. They just had some new people take seats. The mayor's still the same, but a couple seats just recently changed. They just got a new administrator, a new clerk, a new manager. I don't know. There's a lot of changes going on. They just opened
Yeah.
PD.
Wow, I don't even want to know why they got a new clerk.
Well, I mean, the old one I got in trouble.
Are we talking that Clink, Gray Bar Hotel type trouble?
Well, that's Aguilar for sure. That's what you remember. We were covering Aguilar.
I
That's
know.
the town just south of here, and yeah, they're working on some Gray Bar Hotel shit there. Tyra Avila got charged with multiple felony charges, so she's got court this month.
She took federal money. They don't like that.
Right?
Well, we're gonna document that they don't like it.
But she moved it offshore, bro.
Yeah,
Padre Island.
Oh, that sucks.
In Texas.
Okay, and about that 3 front tire backhoe, where would I find one of those? Because that sounds interesting. I want one.
I don't know.
No, can I just wait a minute? Can I just borrow Walsenburg's? Because it sounds like they let non-city employees run their equipment on non-city time, so I can just borrow theirs, right?
Right. I would think so. I don't
Well,
know.
they admittedly on video and all that. That guy admitted to I'm using that when it's off hours when the city won't need it. Well, are you a city employee and are you using it for city work?
Well, they're city employees, but it doesn't matter. They have carte blanche. They can do stuff. I mean, come on, man. We're talking about the area where they'll let you take the work truck home, but they don't tell the insurance that they're letting people take the work truck home.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was on the fire department, I went and didn't ask the chief, but it was my truck. I went and used my brush truck to go do some private burning. I had to go in front of both boards, the fire board and the city board, to talk about it. And finally, the chief got mad about all of it and told both boards to sit down and shut up. I'm in charge of that truck, and by me using it, I kept a major fire from happening when it hit the grass because I showed up with the truck because I got a call from a property owner that yeah, my son started the burn pile, and I'm like, I'm on the way. He should have just called 911, but I got it.
Right.
But I got in trouble for taking the truck supposedly unauthorized, even though it's my truck, and that's what I did. Drove that truck around when I wasn't on wildfires. I drove the truck around our district looking for wrongs, driveways to trim, that kind of stuff. Piles that would be better for us to burn than the property owner because they let it get too big. But I got a butt chewing. That's what I got.
Well, it sounds like you were doing it as part of your duties, not just out there fucking around and trying to get a profit out of it.
Yeah, there was no money exchanged hands. The chief just finally got tired of him, yelled at him, told me to take the truck to my house and park it, and it was parked there. Every time when you get home off a fire, you go grab that truck and you park it in your driveway. I'm coming home for 2 days. He goes, I don't care. I'm teaching a lesson to people. Okay, boss. So
Great.
otherwise, how's your guys' winter doing?
So far so good. Good Citizen hasn't had any snow at all.
Another day in the hood.
Yesterday we had snow in Southern Oregon. Otherwise, Mount Bachelor here, the famous ski resort, opened for like 2 days and shut back down because rain came in and took all the snow away. And
Well,
we're supposed to starting Southern Oregon, not last night, night before, and tonight. Yeah, tonight it's supposed to drop down to 2,000. We're hoping it just dumps. But we
right.
haven't been I normally have snow in December in my front yard. I've had nothing but rain and flooding in my county. So it's not good out clean further west out here either. So we're praying.
That's kind of crazy because I think I was just seeing something on Facebook, a few reels of California getting pummeled by snow.
California got pummeled last 2 days. I'm not sure if they got pummeled last night, but the 2 days before they just got a whole shitload of snow. But normally that snow is there. You know it. You live in Colorado. Normally we have snow and we're dealing with snow for 4 months, not 3.
Right.
And we
Right.
just haven't been. We've been getting they're comparing this year to 95, 96 when we had the big flooding out here in Oregon that just destroyed and flooded towns. They're starting to compare this year to that.
Oh man.
Which I'm praying for snow, and all my friends are like, "What?" I'm like, "You do not understand what this is going to do to this summer if we don't get our snow in the West. If we get nothing but rain, we're screwed."
Yeah.
You know, you know that. You live in Colorado. What's it going to do for you guys if you don't get the snow you're expecting? What's it going to do to all the river systems?
Well, you're definitely taking away from your water system. That's the main point of Colorado right there is the water runoff from the mountains.
Yep.
So,
sorry to interrupt. What were we talking about?
we were talking about Walsenbug and all the stuff going on down in Walsenbug. That's pretty much what we were covering tonight. Few main topics that people wanted us to make sure that we got recorded. So, yeah, it's been about 3 hours. I think we're gonna wrap it up and call it a night, though, Broke.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm just getting started on the day. Truly.
Oh yeah.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep when it's dark.
Maybe,
Go ahead.
Maybe you could tell me, because what happened, because you've seen, like, you've watched the 1A movement, and you've watched how people react to people that protest, right? What happened to America, man?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Remember when we were kids? You're around the same age as me. Remember when we were kids, people brought out the big old, had to set the camera on your shoulder. People used to jump in front of those cameras yelling, "Hi, Mom."
Well, right. And then on top of it, we had songs like this.
Give me an F. Give me a U.
You guys have a
Give me a
great night.
C.
Thanks for watching.
Give me a K.
Thanks for coming up.
What's that spell?
Everybody in chat, thank you for watching.
What's that spell?
It smells
Night all.
Come on, bro.
What's that spell? Well, come on, all of you big strong men. Uncle Sam needs your help again. Got himself in a terrible jam way down yonder in Vietnam. Put down your books and pick up a gun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. The next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. We're all gonna die. Now come on, Wall Street, don't be slow. Man, this is war, a go-go. There's plenty good money to be made. Supplying the army with the tool of the trade. Just hope and pray that if they drop the bomb, they drop it on the Viet Cong. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. The next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, ain't no time to wonder why. We'll be all on the